got the energy. Yeah, we got the energy. Got the energy. Yeah, we got the energy. Energy.
Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, and so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show. Booyah!
Hey, here we are. It's a Wednesday Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. G. Bush.
It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I'm Luigi.
We need a graphic of these two guys. Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Come on, Tyvis, lean in.
Why would y'all do this, man?
Mario.
It's actually gold. It's really good job out of y'all.
Good
That
job.
was funny.
And it was quick.
That is good stuff. Excellent stuff, guys. Unbelievable. We got to start. We got to start with the biggest story. And that's Little League. First of all,
Little League update.
2 Little League updates. Jason Lloyd's team pitched a combined no-hitter yesterday.
Jason
Is y'all
Lloyd.
in the same league?
No. His kids. He coaches 12, 13-year-olds, I think.
Oh, okay.
Jason Lloyd is
he
funneling
is.
the athletics budget to these kids.
Yeah.
I keep seeing multiple kids from different districts. I see somebody.
He's recruiting.
I see guys from Columbus and Cincinnati busing kids up there.
Yeah. He's the St. Ignatius of Little
He
League.
is.
What is his team's record? Do we know?
I think they're undefeated, aren't they?
No, they lost one game.
Oh.
They lost one game, but
Jason
Jason,
cheat.
4 pitchers yesterday, 14 strikeouts, only 4 walks,
Damn.
and 2 amazing catches in the outfield. That is according to The Athletics, Jason
Yeah.
Lloyd.
Jason
Man.
out here, he definitely out here recruiting. Jason, you ain't right.
Come on, man.
You ain't right.
Meanwhile, how about this? My game last night. We're looking for our first 3-game winning streak of the year.
Okay.
We were down 6-1, and then we scored 3 runs, made it 6-4, and then we had last licks. Last at bat.
Last bat is so key. It's so key.
It is.
We made it 6-5. I'm
Okay.
sorry. We made it 6-4, then they made it 7-4, then we made it 7-6. So it's 7-6.
Okay.
We had the bases loaded, 1 out.
Okay.
With 2 of my best hitters up.
Oh.
3-2 pitch. The umpire called strike 3 on a pitch that was probably ball 4. Now it was close. I told the kid he should have swung the bat. Strike 3. Next batter struck out on a 3-2 pitch as well. Oh,
Good job.
And we lost 7-6.
Good job out of you. I love coaches that tell their kids, if it's anything close,
I've been telling
Swing.
get your cuts
But
in.
I
Don't
was proud
leave-
of the kids because we played a really good team that had beaten us badly the first time we played them, and we only lost by 1 run with the tying run at third. And they had their best pitcher going. This kid, he was throwing bullets. The kids got in there. We didn't get a ton of hits. He was a little wild.
Yeah.
But we were patient, and but I think we got too patient, and then we were looking for walks at the end.
Yeah.
But
That means-
that was a heartbreaker to lose 7-6. We're back at it tonight.
Listen, no time to cry, no time.
That's right.
You get right back into the swing of things.
That's right.
And by the way, that means you're getting better.
That's right.
That's definitely
better.
Aaron was 0 for 0 with 2 walks yesterday. He's here in studio with us today. He's got his Paxton the Panda shirt on.
Got representing at all times. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is a movement. Like
drinking
even
the
the
G.
young
Bush
kids,
Kool-Aid.
young kids, man. Like this is. You know.
How did you pick the panda of all the designs?
Because pandas are so rare, you can only find them in China. They're strange animals. They are
There he
bears,
is.
but
Got
they
the
don't
Paxton
do too
Panda.
much. All they eat is bamboo. All they eat is bamboo.
You wouldn't think that because they're so huge.
Yeah.
So
all
if
they
I
do-
seen a panda, I shouldn't be afraid.
No.
No, they don't eat people.
If you see a panda, that means you are
You're in
locked
China.
up abroad in China.
Or maybe at like a few zoos. Even zoos, most zoos do not have pandas.
No,
They're very rare. I think,
very rare.
I think Washington, D.C. might be the closest zoo, I believe.
But
that
if I
has
see a
panda.
grizzly bear, then I
Yeah, then you better run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to run.
No. You have to have bear spray. You can't outrun a grizzly bear.
Or you
fast.
better be with other people and be faster than them,
Did
which you
y'all
probably
see the
would be.
Cocaine Bear movie?
I have not, but I want to see that.
It was funny. It was terrible.
good?
but
It was.
funny.
I might say it was terrible, but it had some
But
funny
good?
moments. Yeah.
It's one of those movies that's so bad.
He climbed up the tree, and the bear was like, I climbed trees.
Like that's kind of fun because I think bears too be like that. Like they be like, "You dumb human, you know I did it. I've been doing this since I was a
Bite
little
your
kid.
ass.
Let me get up this tree and show him how I do this."
We got a lot to get to on today's show. Guess the stat. We're going to be doing that with the whiteboard for that. We've got fence riders, which we're bringing back. Guess the stat is Browns related.
Correct.
Fence Riders is Cavs related.
Correct.
I got some harsh words for the Guardians.
Yep.
We got to talk about this baby. I loathe to talk about it, but I loathe the father of this kid. And I hate this guy. Well, I'm curious your guys' takes on this. We'll get to all
Hate
of that.
is such a strong word.
I know it is.
Strongly
but
dislike.
This guy's a very bad person. And
The
a very
father.
Bad father. Yes. Yeah, not
You know,
the kid.
you
The
know,
kid's
you know.
harmless.
We'll talk about
We'll
it.
get
We'll
it.
talk.
We'll
We'll
get
talk
it.
about it.
But I got to hit on one other thing, all right, before we get going here. Because either yesterday or the day before, Pat Sajak, the host of Wheel of Fortune, announced he was retiring. And every middle-aged white person in middle America was like in tears over this because he's part of Americana and his game show. Who gives a rat's ass about Pat Sajak? The guy got paid $14 million to do a job that a monkey could do. And I'm not exaggerating. Literally, a monkey at the zoo, you can take him. Those gorillas, they look into your face. Have you seen a gorilla? Have you seen a gorilla at the zoo?
Yes.
They are thinking. They are looking to kill you. They want it. They're like, I'm sick of being in this freaking cage. I'm going to rip your effing head off. They are smart. So are the orangutans. They're smart too. Either of those animals, for crying out loud, a real pig. Literally a pig, not just a fat person.
You know, Harambe lost his life over this type of stuff.
R.I.P.
Who?
Harambe.
I don't know who that is.
What?
What?
Who's Harambe?
What?
What? Harambe.
Put it on the worst take of the year.
Okay.
I don't know who he is.
Wait a
I was on a
minute.
bad take. I don't know.
Harambe is so I think it was in Cincinnati. This
Yeah.
kid,
It was.
This kid fell into the gorilla pit.
That's right.
And
Yeah, I
the
forgot about
gorilla
that.
was
Yes.
like protecting
I didn't know his
him.
name.
Bad job out of you, Bull.
And
I didn't know his
ended up
name.
having to kill
Bad
the
job
gorilla,
out of you.
man, because which the gorilla wasn't even harming the kid.
But the gorilla was not going to let the other humans come
That's
get
true,
the kid
too.
back.
That's true.
He said, this is
They-
my
they
kid. This is adoption. He thought it was
taking care. I'm telling you,
this adoption.
Harambe.
gonna be Tarzan.
Harambe had more personality than Pat Sajak. I barely ever watch Wheel of Fortune because Wheel of Fortune is trash. Complete trash, like pretty much every other game show.
Now, I will
game
say-
show should have been retired in the 90s. No more time for game
Now
shows.
I will say what it does give you a weird nostalgia. I don't know if everybody from Ohio, but listen, here's how it went. You watched the nightly news, then you got you some Wheel of Fortune,
And a
then
Jeopardy.
you got you some Jeopardy,
Yeah.
and then you got you some Cash Explosion. The Cash Explosion came on every night with the numbers. The pick 3 number, the pick 4 number,
Yes.
Cash Explosion on Friday.
Right. But now
But now that's all gone.
it's all gone. Now we have actually good things to watch on TV.
Wait a
so we should be
minute.
watching this crap.
They don't roll the pick 3 and pick 4 no more?
I wouldn't know. We don't have cable.
No, they do it. They still do those.
They
things.
still
We
do?
don't
Yeah, yeah,
got
yeah.
cable,
Like,
do we? Like, we don't got network television
We
like
ain't
that.
subscribing to that. Not no like.
We got to get us
I
some.
have network
We got to
channels, but
get
I-
antennas.
The only
Yeah.
time I ever watch network channels is when there's a sporting event on there. Otherwise, I
that's
never
it.
watch it.
I never watch it.
That's
But
crap. I
now
never
Vanna
thought about
White,
that.
Vanna White, the only person more useless than Pat Sajak is Vanna White.
You leave her alone.
This woman has gotten
She
paid.
is a saint.
By the way, she's actually made. I would have guessed she made more money. I was reading she only makes $500,000 a year. I'm surprised that's
That's
all she
messed
makes.
up. That's
but
messed
she makes
up.
$500,000 for literally turning the letters.
Vanna White.
Turning the letters.
You know
Vanna
how
White.
hard, you know how tough them letters
Tyvis,
get?
your 2-year-old could do that job. That's not an exaggeration. Your
listen.
2-year-old can do that job.
Vanna White got a lot of people through some hard times.
No. I'd rather watch Tyvis's daughter do it. At least it'd be cute. Oh, look at the 2-year-old. She's cute.
She would give you a show.
She's an entertainer.
Probably keep spinning the
Are
letters.
they canceling the whole thing, or
No,
is it
I
like,
don't know. Who
No,
cares?
I'm about to apply for the job.
No, I think they're
Steve
going.
Harvey already got that
I
job.
think
He
they're going to
probably
get
does.
Harambe to be the new host. Of, oh, he's dead.
R.I.P.
Gone too
Harambe's
R.I.P.
cousin Shalambe.
Harambe.
I don't know. I'm just they could get anybody could do that job.
Did y'all he just said Shalambe. Did y'all catch that? He said Harambe's brother Shalambe.
R.I.P.
Harambe.
Harambe, man.
I don't know.
Gone way too soon. He had his whole
Let me
life
tell you
ahead of
something.
him.
I would be 1,000 times better than Pat Sajak. That show would be a million times better. I'd be funny. He's never funny.
Speaking of,
The guy's like, it's like he was on there whispering. I don't know how I even watched 5 minutes of that awful show. So F Pat Sajak. There you go.
Is speaking of animals in the zoo.
Yeah.
Is Shamu still alive?
I have
Do
no
y'all
idea.
know who Shamu is?
By the way, Shamu wouldn't be in a zoo. Shamu would be at those.
What is he?
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld. Yeah,
And
is
they treat
Shamu
those
not?
animals
Is he not
terribly,
doing the
man.
thing no more?
They treat those animals poorly. I
Can
don't
you
like
imagine having to get up here and do tricks every single day?
that. Like enough, man.
Well, that's what UCSF is.
Shamu, man.
That's what
If
UCSF is.
Shamu ate his trainer, I'd be on Shamu's side.
Wow.
I'm on board
Real
with
quick,
Shamu.
to Tyvis's point. Real
Yeah.
quick, to Tyvis's point. The average age of an orca is 50 to 90 years, so he might still be alive.
Thank you.
Look it up.
Thank
Look
you.
it up. Let's see if
That's
Shamu's
fire.
Shout out Shamu, man.
That's crazy. That's a
Shamu might
crazy
be, I
stat.
picture Shamu retired, smoking a cigar down in Florida.
The original Shamu died in 71.
Oh, 71.
Sorry, I lied.
Shamu died
1971.
board.
Gone
Anthony
too
Anthony
soon.
saying that Shamu still be alive to worst take of the year.
Go-
We have had
go-
two worst
gone
take of the
way
year
too
nominees
soon, man.
in the first 10 minutes
Wait,
of the show.
how is mine wasn't a take? I just didn't know the name.
It was that bad that you're on the
Oh,
worst
that
take of the
doesn't
year.
count as a bad
Shamu
name.
had
It's okay. Jay will win worst take of the year for saying something in a couple
Yo,
weeks. Don't worry.
listen.
Oh, man.
That Shamu's body them got washed ashore somewhere in San Francisco. They had to blow it up. And you know, you can't really just get rid of a beach whale, right? You got to blow the thing up. Like,
Yeah, right.
They like it. By
They
the way,
scattered the ashes in the ocean, man. Where his ancestors?
some kid is losing it right now. Some kid at home. What were they saying? this to us?
Shamu's last words was what Michael B. Jordan said on the Black Panther. That's what he said.
I don't remember what line.
Scatter my ashes with my ancestors.
That was the first Black Panther.
Yeah.
Okay, the second one don't exist.
You still on that too?
We
Y'all,
that
don't
never
nobody
happened.
acknowledge it wasn't bad.
It was okay.
He's not in the movie.
I know.
Like, what did
It
you
messed
expect?
me up, bro. It messed me.
What
Like,
did you
can't-
expect?
It messed me up. I was looking for him the whole time.
Why? Didn't they start filming it after he passed?
Yes.
So how was he gonna be in the movie?
Like, it's just like
I said that to my
They
wife
shouldn't
because she
have
said
made
the
it.
same thing.
The acting in that was very good.
Yes.
good.
It had a good
I
storyline.
personally think it got overhyped because the truth is that in Hollywood and in the media in general, we do a shitty job of like promoting women and supporting women. We're overall terrible with that. So I think we course corrected a little too far on this.
And then one side of the
what Captain
population
Marvel
was just
did.
like, this is way too wokeism. This
Yeah.
is y'all. It was
yeah.
wide. Like, so half the people.
So
didn't
what
go
y'all
see it.
telling me is y'all don't want a 3.
no.
Even with the way it ended at the end
yeah.
with the credit, the after credit scene.
It was actually a decent movie. I just think it got overrated. I don't think it was great.
I
But
think-
nobody said anything.
I
That
think-
was when it came out. Nobody really talked about
Well,
it.
now we got AI technology. We can just steal his
No,
likeness and
no,
voice and
no,
just do it.
you can't.
no.
It sucks that Chadwick Boseman
If that's
died.
the case,
he
if that-
was awesome.
if that's the
Anyway,
case, we need Tupac
Mike's
concerts.
freaking out that we've gone 13 minutes without talking sports.
Yes.
That means he's probably getting a text from Steve Becker saying, "Are these guys going to stop or no?" I don't know.
No,
not
Steve
really.
didn't text us.
It's
We
more
do
uptight.
have to get
You're
to
the one who's
sports
uptight
today.
today, not Steve. All right.
I do have to tell the world, though, that WKYC is doing internet maintenance at 1 o'clock today.
Yeah,
so
so-
there will be no overtime for our members. We'll post something later in the day just for you guys. We appreciate you guys, but
Right.
unfortunately,
And we
there will
went
be no
long
internet.
yesterday, so we're going to end a minute or two early today. So,
Yeah. So
all right,
just a
let's
heads
jump
up.
right into it, Mikey. We got a new game to play on the show. Fill in the blank.
Yeah. I like to take games, change the names, and call it my own. So instead
Yeah.
of fill in the blank, this is guess their stat. Where
Guess the
essentially
stat. All right, but-
we're going to guess their stat, and this is about the Browns' offensive
Now there are
numbers.
no right or wrong answers,
Steve
right?
just texted WTF. He's catching shrapnel from me unfairly. Sorry, Steve. I apologize to you. Mike was the one being uptight about it.
Now, in the chat, what we need you to do is we
Yeah.
need you to play along. When we put what we think,
Yeah.
we need you guys to put what you think, and we'll see if we're in lockstep. or
That's
not.
right.
I don't know what the question is, but
Maybe Mike will stop being uptight.
that's my answer. I don't know what it is.
Okay, well, Tyvis, this one, you're going to love this one then. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to give you a statement. You guys fill in the blank, guess the stats. Some have one, some have
By
two
the way,
blanks.
I got to interrupt you for a second. There's something bizarre happening. Okay, put Mike back on camera, please, Steve. All right. So on TV,
Why is he grinning like that?
correct me if I'm wrong. On the TV, at least the camera we're seeing, Mike's shirt looks blue, right?
Yeah,
Now look at him behind the glass. It looks green.
It's like
it's light blue.
It's
it's
teal.
like turquoise.
It's like teal.
It looks like a totally different color shirt.
yeah.
That's weird. I've never noticed
Or
that.
Bull is colorblind. Either way.
Or maybe. No, I'm not colorblind.
I'm laughing at the grin. Why
Anyway,
was
go
he
ahead.
grinning
Let's
like
put fill in the
that?
blank. I
just
just wanted
laughing
to
'cause-
stall for more time to get you a little more anxious about not
as soon
talking.
as I
That's
start
it.
explaining
That's
the
it.
rules, Bull has
Good.
to
Yeah.
cut in. But we love Bull. It's okay. All right, so like I said, fill in the blank. We've all done this.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Some have 1, some have 2, but there's 10 questions. So we're going to run through 10 of these.
All
The
right.
first one, Deshaun Watson will throw 4 blank touchdown passes in 2023.
Absolutely. Nah. 1,000, baby.
2023.
Okay.
And you guys can turn around and reveal your answers when you're ready. There's no right or wrong. So, Bull, you went first. You said 29. Weiss, 29.
That's funny.
Exact same number
That
for
is
me and
funny.
Tyvis. Because I think he's going to be significantly better this year. But I can't go over the top because I
I'm
still
not-
think
no, I'm
early
not
in the
doing
season
that.
there'll be some growing pains.
I'm not doing that, boo.
29's a lot.
I'm
though.
not doing
It's
that.
not a lot of growing pains, but
G. Bush says 38.
38.
GY 38.
You 38, you still rapping. No, 38 is, he should be at 40. He should be at 40. See, listen, I'm leading the charge of this. We need expectations for Deshaun Watson. The training wheels are off. Hey, Deshaun, it's okay to tell these dudes on the internet, kick rocks. I can throw 38 touchdowns in my sleep. This is actually light. This light. I'm taking into consideration.
That's almost 3 touchdowns per game.
That's light.
That would have been second in the NFL last year.
At one point in time, Deshaun Watson was right up underneath Patrick Mahomes, right up underneath his boy.
He had him beat, too, and he let him have the greatest
You had him beat an Arrowhead.
the
You let him
greatest
come
comeback.
back. So listen, I can get 38 from you.
No,
That's what I'm looking.
It was the best comeback until last year
Right.
with the Jags against the Chargers.
That is right.
Yeah, dang.
38.
All right.
What you think, chat?
Tyvis
38.
went 31.
So in the chat, I'm just going to read these quick. 38, 31, 40, 40, 28, 40, 36, 36, 38, 40, 28, 38, 42,
Woo!
32, 34, 35, and Willie says a
42.
Let's go with the 40s.
40
The 40s. I love the 40s. I love them 40s, bro.
31
You know
is
how hard it is
31
to throw
touchdowns
40
would be what he
touchdowns in a
throws.
Hey, listen, I
Book it.
saw what's the name do it. I saw Herbert do it. Then he throw how many Herbert throw for?
Last year?
Last
Yeah.
year.
35.
31 touchdowns, 4 picks on the season.
Come on, he can do 35.
They don't have Nick Chubb.
Oh, wait, I lied. Justin Herbert threw 25 last year.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the year before that?
Justin Herbert, career
Only
stats,
25 touchdowns.
Loading. He threw in 2021 38.
There we go.
Wait, are we doing just throwing touchdowns?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I was just
last
doing
year.
throwing.
38
Because I
is
think he'll
light.
probably have like 30,
Oh, if that's
40.
the case,
I
then
think
I'm gonna say 27 in the air, 4 on the ground.
Hey, listen,
oh, you're even lower than I'm saying 29 in the air, 5 on the ground.
I hope so.
I'm so sure about this. I'm about to go buy me a set of bow and arrows. I'm gonna bring the bow and arrows every single game for Deshaun Watson, and every time he throw a touchdown,
You gonna let one fly?
get one of my arrows.
You'll be the
You
Cleveland
know, did you
Hawkeye.
know that you can't do that as a celebration or you get flagged?
He got it. He got the money.
Yeah,
He's right.
All right, number 2.
All right, question number 2
That is
still
not the point.
relates to one Deshaun Watson. How many yards will he throw
Okay.
for in 2023?
Let me get this MVP yards out here. MVP type yards. Come on now. Hold on.
What do you got? Come on. 10,000 yards for Tyvis.
No, let me be real.
Go ahead. What do you got, G?
4,625 yards for G.
That's actually more reasonable than I thought he'd be.
Come on.
Wow. Tyvis, 37.68.
That's Baker numbers.
G's going to have a coronary if
That's
that
Baker
happens.
numbers. We can't win with that.
We do have an exceptional running back too.
Hey, we can't win
Yes.
with that.
Kevin runs a
Is
balance.
my number closer to G or closer to Tyvis?
G.
You're closer to G for sure.
You are correct. 43.69.
Bull, tell him we can't win. If it's three,
What?
Kevin Stefanski in the unemployment line, look with that. He saw this.
He running a balanced attack. I'm telling you.
He watches the show. He saw that number. He's like,
he said that's Baker's number.
I lost my eraser. Oh, there it is.
37, man.
Man,
All right.
that's Baker.
37 get you.
The chat, by the way, I'll just read off a few of these
Yeah.
as we go through each question. 47, 42, 52, 39, 4,362,
Who led the league last year?
4,994, 3,800,
He thrown for
3,215.
5,200 yards. Don't be
Joshua Heisler, 5,268 yards.
What did Jalen Hurts throw for last season?
Last season, Jalen Hurts threw for 3,700 yards.
Oh yeah, that's about right.
Oh, Mahomes threw for more.
Mahomes threw for 5,250.
Y'all.
He threw for more yards than Mahomes did last year. Come on now, that's crazy.
5,200.
I give him 4,000 to be exact, but y'all 37, 38 is about where he gonna be.
You said that like you was telling your kids, I'm gonna let you stay up 10 more minutes max.
30. If
Right to bed.
Jalen Hurts threw for 3,700 yards.
Yeah, but
That's Jalen Hurts.
What do you mean?
He's a running
Deshaun
back.
Watson is a. If we get to Houston, Deshaun Watson, he's way better than Jalen Hurts.
I hear what you're
as a
saying.
passer.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you forget.
Jalen Hurts runs the
you
ball a lot.
forgetting about that dude that's behind him.
I hear you, but the Eagles were a run-first team.
Oh, guess what? No, listen.
What do you think we are?
I don't think we're going to be run first.
You're right. No, you're right. We're going to pass.
My touchdowns for Deshaun Watson were lower because I think Nick Chubb's going to have a lot of rushing touchdowns
In the second
I think
half.
in the goal line. They're gonna, right. And
Speaking
I
of-
think the Browns. Oh, my fault. The Browns want to come out slinging the ball around and then let Nick Chubb bleed out the second
yeah,
half.
right, exactly.
Nah.
And that's why I got the yards a little lower and the touchdowns a little lower, but I think you're too low.
Well, listen.
We'll see.
Let's get to Nick Chubb then.
If it,
Let's get to Nicholas Chubb
Let's go.
then.
Well, you
Nicholas,
mentioned
that's
Nick
Nicholas
Chubb.
Jamal.
Nick Chubb is the next player on the list.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb will rush for
Easy money.
how many yards in 2023?
What did he have last year? 15?
Nick Chubb ran for 1,500 yards last season.
He's dedicating this season to Jim Brown, right?
Fact. Tyvis says 1,609 yards for one Nicholas Chubb. G? 1,401. That is 600 fewer yards than he predicted on Monday.
G and I are close again. I got 1,483.
So I want to ask G first. G, you gave me 2,000 yards for Chubb on Monday.
No.
It is Wednesday. You're saying 1,400 now.
No. See
that?
what
You see
what
that?
you did right there? What you
Caught
did right there?
him.
No, you didn't catch me. I said he's going to be on pace for 2,000 yards through week 12 and 13 of the season. I didn't say he was going to get them, but he will be on pace because the first few games, what's going to happen is this. See, Nick Chubb will have less carries, but guess what? He's going to have light boxes. You
Right.
can't put. You
He
can't
may
put.
average 6 yards a carry this year.
Yeah, you can't put. Listen, Greg Newsom came on the show and talked about how his life was a living hell being in the run fit. Can you imagine?
That's not what he said.
Can you be listen? Corners on one, no smoke.
That's true.
Can you imagine going four wide receivers, and now you got 2 extra corners on the field, and now you got 1 little wheel linebacker.
So why not? So why is he gonna do less than he did last year?
Because we going up top. We gonna be scoring big plays.
What did we do last? You know how many people came on? You know how many weeks you came on this show and said he needed the ball more? So what are you talking about?
There's gonna be a lot of 1-2 play scores.
No, gee.
1-2 play, boom.
That makes no sense. We
right.
came on this show and harped about him needing
That's
the
true.
ball more last year. He got 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
If the
I
box
got
is
him
gonna be
basically with the same yardage as last year, a little less.
why?
Because I think he'll probably average 2 less carries per game.
Because you think they just gonna be just airing it out.
I think they'll throw the ball more. You know what, though? I'm kind of reassessing because I do agree with you.
Thank you.
I think they're going to be up in games late and they'll run a lot.
Thank you.
late. So I'm changing mine.
Yeah,
Tyvis thought-
okay. Yeah. Come to the dark side.
Don't anyone ever say that you can't convince Bull of something.
That's right. Tyvis thought 15.99.
Yes.
So,
15.99.
Yeah.
so in a way, if I was doing my reverse pickpocket move and I did say 2,000, you see how they moving towards the 2,000? They kind of agree with
Look
me.
at you. You can switch. It ain't too late.
Nah, 1401 is all they're going to get.
Okay.
That's all they
I'll,
gonna
I'll
get.
read a couple chats. 1715, 1713, 1372, 1450.
Yeah.
I bet these 1,700 guys
1717,
also picked the Deshaun Watson
These,
for 5,200.
these 1700s is crazy.
2005, 1800, damn near might crack 2K.
Is AP the last one to get 2,000 yards?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry had 2,000.
Henry
Yeah,
did,
he
yeah.
sure
Henry
did,
did.
didn't he? Mm.
All right, next up. This is total touchdowns, not just rushing, but total touchdowns for Nick Chubb. How many this season?
Ain't no Kareem Hunt.
That's exactly what I thought.
Ain't no Kareem Hunt. Ain't he gonna be in on shotgun plays? Man, let's go.
Wow. Oh.
Bull says 15.
I got
Tyvis
him with
says
11,
12.
11 rushing and 4 receiving.
And G, I'm excited to see what number you whip up here. 17.
So he gonna be your pick in fantasy then, huh?
17 touchdowns, all goal line game. By the way, the heavy package is coming in. You do know that Hudson and DeJuan Jones will be in on the goal line, right?
They better be.
Especially DeJuan Jones.
Especially DeJuan Jones.
How many rushing touchdowns you got him for?
14.
So that means you got, what, 52 touchdowns between Chubb rushing and Watson passing only.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
They're supposed to be the best at their positions. Top 5 for Deshaun Watson, best running back.
That's over 3 touchdowns per game on average. That'd be pretty. They're gonna win a lot of games.
Hopefully they listen. This is the expectation level. If they don't get these, they're out of here.
Yeah.
I
don't know if they got to reach your levels, but they got to come close.
Yeah. Listen, they set them up. They played the Bengals the first week. The Bengals, if Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow got 3 touchdowns, would that surprise you?
No.
They better get ready.
You got to keep going.
Y'all better get ready to play.
All right.
All right, the chat, by the way, we got 11, 15, 14, 27, 15, 15, 20, 18, 16, 15, 18, 15, 22, 29, 16, 14, 13.
Whoever in the 20s, y'all better make sure if y'all play fantasy, y'all better take him first round.
First overall.
First pick.
Forget first round. First
29
overall.
touchdowns. You winning it with flying colors.
LaDainian Tomlinson has the record. How many did he have? Touchdowns?
Not 29.
I think it's like 25.
I think it was 29. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, it's
LaDainian Tomlinson had
almost
29
30.
touchdowns?
Almost
Really?
30.
Why didn't he
At
get
least
the-
25.
He should have got 30.
At least.
Marshall Faulk should have had a record.
He had 31 in 2016.
Wow.
31
That's crazy.
touchdowns. Yeah.
So he had 28 rush,
that was
3 receiving in 2006. In 2005, Sean Alexander rushed for 27, caught 1 for 28. And then there's a couple guys with 27. Priest Holmes ran for 27, didn't catch a single one.
Nobody rushes, but they don't run like that
That's
anymore.
crazy. 31.
Down on the goal line, they do.
Nuts.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but running
The
back.
most realistic, non-modern running back stat line put up by an older running back, Marshall Faulk in 2000. Ran for 18, caught 8 for 26.
All right, but in the last 5-6 years, what's the most touchdowns for a running back? It can't be
in
more.
2018, Gurley had 21.
Yeah, I mean, has any?
That's a lot.
That's
Kamara
definitely a lot.
Kamara had 21 in 2020.
Yeah, nobody's
But
getting
it-
20.
it's-
We're never going to
And
see a player
Austin
with
Eckler
29
had
touchdowns.
20 in 2 of the last 3 seasons.
There will never
Who?
be a player with 29
I'm
touchdowns.
taking him.
Who had
Austin Eckler.
I'm taking
Oh,
his
Eckler had
first pick.
20 in the last 2 seasons?
First
2 of the
pick.
last 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 20's the number.
20.
Because in those days,
31?
even in those days with LT, running backs got the ball a lot more.
Did they have fantasy
That's
back
crazy.
in those
Yeah,
days?
Of course. I
Yeah,
played
that was the
fantasy
first year I
football
played.
in the early 2000s.
Did you have LT?
I did, yeah.
Woo.
I've been playing fantasy football since I
Wee.
think 2000,
He was the number 1 pick
2001.
going in. It was that's just who you took, and then he was even better than expected. So.
I've been playing fantasy baseball since 1991.
I've been playing fantasy football for 2 years.
2 years.
Let me find out that your name is Sabermetrics. You might be Tom Sabermetrics.
Tom Sabermetrics.
All right, next
That'd
question.
Be a good fantasy name.
I'm
right?
sure it's Amari Cooper.
Next up is Amari Cooper. This is
Yeah.
a double fill in the blank. Amari Cooper will have blank receiving yards and blank touchdowns in 2023. That is total touchdowns and just receiving yards. So
What
give
do
me
you
two
have last year?
numbers.
1,200 and
I believe 8 last year and just under 1,200. I will confirm, but I believe 8 touchdowns was the number. It was 9 touchdowns, excuse me.
okay.
Tyvis says 1,164 yards and 7 touchdowns. So essentially a duplicate season of 2022 for Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I'm right there with Tyvis. I got 12-12 with 8 touchdowns.
12-12 skidding on him.
So essentially another duplicate.
Yeah. G's in the same neck of the woods, too. We're all pretty close.
And G has 1,102 yards and 8 touchdowns. So right around
We're all within
right around what
100
he had.
yards and 1 touchdown. So
Now here's the thing. This is it. I'm trying to get Donovan Peoples-Jones involved. Now Donovan,
Well, you're not getting DeAndre Hopkins, it looks like. So
I need you to have 1,000 or this is a wash season. We saved you. We stopped the DeAndre Hopkins noise because everybody wanted you. I need at least 1,000 from you, DPJ.
If this next question is DPJ, I got my answer.
It is not DPJ, but before we do it, I got some chat answers. We got 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1,500, 12 touchdowns, 1,500, 8 touchdowns, 1,845 yards, 12 touchdowns.
Wait a minute. To be fair, Amari Cooper really liked that. He was on pace. If he didn't get hurt,
1,500?
listen,
We're at 1,500
I ain't talking about
yards.
1,500. That's absurd. I'm not talking about 1,500 yards. I'm talking about he could get like 13, 5.
If he got 14, he's ecstatic.
Yeah.
And by the way, if he eclipses anything over 1,300 yards,
Huge.
the Browns might need to keep him next year. I'm going to keep it real with you.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
1,500
we got one more.
not realistic, but whatever.
I appreciate the specificity of some of these answers, so I'll give you Joshua Heisler's answer. He says exactly 1,274 yards, 15 touchdowns. So
15?
That's a lot of touchdowns. That's a lot.
Boy.
These guys are crazy.
How many have
15?
What?
Boy, some of y'all get
Who's the last
delusional
receiver
now.
to have 15 touchdowns?
Braylon
for the
Edwards for the
Browns,
Cleveland
Braylon
Browns.
Edwards.
And who's the last
He has
receiver
17.
period in the NFL? Nobody did last year, right?
No, I believe someone did last year.
Travis
really?
Kelsey.
Randy Moss had 21, didn't he?
Yeah, Randy Moss.
But
Give
that's,
me one sec.
that's
I have so many
Randy
tabs
Moss.
open to go back to each individual stat.
You said Amari Cooper.
People are being silly.
You said
with
Amari
their
Cooper's
predictions.
Randy Moss.
Hey, Randy Moss.
Devontae had 14 last year, so.
You said Amari Cooper's Devontae Adams.
So, are there really people out there that think Amari Cooper's going to lead
And
the
Cooper
NFL
Kupp
in
had
receiving
16 the year
touchdowns?
before,
He's
so
he's
it's been
trolling.
2 seasons.
He ain't getting 15
He's
touchdowns.
trolling
Come on
us.
now, be
He gotta
realistic.
be trolling.
At 15.
Ah, you're fans. That's all right.
And the year before that, Devontae had 18, Tyreek had 15. So
David
it's not
Njoku,
that uncommon.
6
I mean, it's uncommon, but it's not
Listen,
impossible. Yeah.
we all like Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
He ain't Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill.
No.
Sorry. He's not in that class of receiver. He's in the next class.
His route running ability is.
He's a very good player. He ain't elite.
Hey, if he get,
If he pull up them stats, we need to pay him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Deshaun
Hey, yeah,
got to
like,
get some money back or something.
got
I'm
pay
waiting
him.
for somebody to say 2,300 yards and 24 touchdowns. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, next one. I can't wait to see what the chat comes up for this.
David Njoku.
Elijah Moore will have
here we go.
blank
Here we
receiving
go.
yards
Here we
and
go.
blank touchdowns. That is total touchdowns, not just receiving.
Here's what- watch
Total
this.
touchdowns in 2023.
Watch
Martin
this.
Luigi, what do you got?
watch this.
What's
Watch
wrong
this.
with here? Mario Luigi.
Watch this. Watch this. Crazy.
What I say, Coop? Go ahead.
You said 1,100, high 1100s.
And Tyvis with the first.
Wow,
answer
Tyvis and I had
locked
almost the
in.
exact same number.
You
of
guys
yards.
are pretty locked in. About just over 1,000 yards, 1,007
Look at
touchdowns.
this.
8
Wow,
touchdowns.
boy, you
Well
are
over
close.
1,007 touchdowns. If you guys are right, that would give the Browns 2 1,000-yard
Yeah,
receivers.
I think he just
Same
gets
season.
over.
Oh, that's crazy. We in
I like
sync
Elijah
today.
Moore.
No, the way I seen him on
I
that
like him
last
more
Tuesday.
than DPJ.
The way I seen him last
G
Tuesday, he
has
gonna score.
just over 1,009 touchdowns.
Wow, we're all in the same vein there. I'm much higher on Elijah Moore than DPJ.
Book it. So let
No,
me
the way they utilized him on Tuesday, he gonna score a lot.
Now look. See where we're working our way up to. We right now at a 5. We're working our way to a 7.
I'm just trying to make sure I stay at my 37. How many touchdowns I say?
So we got it.
37?
You said
We got
27 touchdowns.
we got a
for-
1,000-yard back. We got 2,000-yard receivers. Can we get another 1,000-yard receiver?
I would love to. I
between
can't
Njoku
wait.
No.
And DPJ. We'll see.
We will see. I would love to see what you say.
We'll see.
So this is
How's
what
the
the-
knees today?
Their knees feeling good today.
Okay.
This is what the chat said, and I was really curious because I think this is the one with the highest variance. I wouldn't be shocked if people went high, low. Michael Shupskin in the chat says it's the hardest to predict for sure. I agree. And as I read these through, for the first time, we have some variance. I'll start with the highs, and I'll just read them as we go. But 1,209 touchdowns, 907 touchdowns, 756, 604 touchdowns, 805, 607, 1,109, 1,325, 10 touchdowns.
He's such a wild card though.
He ain't getting 1,300
No,
yards.
they listen, boy, they really like him.
If these numbers hit,
Kevin loves him.
if these numbers hit, you would have to give Amari Cooper his deal.
No.
And you would have to sign a lot.
To be honest with you, they want him to have them
By
type
the way,
of
we're going to
numbers.
be wrong because not all these players are going to be as good as we're going to say.
But they want him to have that type of season. If he has that type of season, then Cooper and DPJ can walk.
What you
we good.
mean?
Yeah, right.
I need both of them.
No, they'll be like, we good.
certainly, yes.
We good.
Oh yeah.
We ain't got to pay him. We
Go
good.
ahead, Mikey. What's up next?
Next up is the aforementioned Donovan Peoples-Jones. Once again, a dual answer. DPJ will have how many receiving yards and how many touchdowns this season.
How many did he have last year?
Last season, DPJ had just over 800 yards and 3 touchdowns. 839 to be exact.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Bull says 719 and 3. Tyvis goes with a little more. I believe that's 872. And Tyvis turns from me. 876 and 4 touchdowns. And G's cooking something up in the lab. He is the Duke of Knee Jerk and the king of bubble letters in Guess That Stat Game. And he goes with 916 and 4 touchdowns. So consensus, Moore will be more of the touchdown threat. DPJ may be similar yardage-wise to last season.
He gets hawked a lot. He gets hawked. He gets hawked. The
He
Hawkonomics.com.
ran a 4-4.
Hey, listen, they got him on all
I'm
under.
trying to keep track of how many
underneath
touchdowns
routes.
I got after I said Watson would throw 29.
Look, hey,
I think I'm at, let's see, 8, 16, 23. So I only got 6 more touchdowns.
Donovan
You really trying to stay with
Trying.
DPJ.
It's not gonna happen.
DPJ
No.
stay get his ankles clapped.
I gave
got
too-
him from behind.
I probably gave too many touchdowns between Cooper
So
and
now
and Moore.
Njoku gonna have 6, is what you said.
No, because some other slap.
All right, so hold on. So let's do the deductive reasoning to see if we were. So can somebody go back and say, I had Deshaun Watson with how many yards? Can we
We're not doing all that math right now.
Okay, in my head, 4,000.
You had
We'll
like
have to figure
48.
it out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out
Go
later.
ahead, Mike. What do we
we'll
got?
add these up.
Njoku next, or we got?
We do have Njoku, but first we have some chats. We have DPJ for 1,007, 905, 230, 0, 611, 2 touchdowns, 808, 1,021 yards, 6 touchdowns, 956 yards, 6 touchdowns, 807.
I got 8 touchdowns to go.
Yep.
I'm all
Now
right.
listen, we don't have every receiver here. We got a couple different
That's
ones,
true.
but we do
You
have.
know there's going to be like the backup tight end's going to get one.
Nope. This is the last.
Marquise Goodwin.
You know,
Goodwin is not on here. I did not
what's
put
his
him
name?
on here.
The kid
Njoku.
running back he'll get a 1
Oh,
or 2.
Jerome.
We have
Ford.
3 more,
Yeah.
and only one has to do with receiving yards.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
let's take it. David Njoku couldn't do this without the starting tight end, PFF's number 10 tight end in the league. He will have how many receiving yards and how many receiving touchdowns this season? Bull says 799 yards and 4 touchdowns. Him and Tyvis, they're on the exact same wavelength today. Tyvis 760 and 5, big red zone threat. And G. Bush, I'm going to guess G. Bush has him at 8 touchdowns. I'm going to guess G. Bush. I can't see. Bull and Tyvis can attest.
He over there doing a whole
is he
different.
changing?
He got a whole different thing going on.
That's too much math I'm going to read. I'm too far away.
So DPJ got 916, Moore had 1,069, Coop got 1,132. If I had Deshaun Watson in the upper 4,000, that deduces my math. That puts me at 788 for David Njoku, giving me 3,975 yards for one Deshaun Watson, with a couple extra dimes here or there to sprinkle around to bums that may get open at the part of the season.
So what about when he throws the deep, when he does his thing where he eludes the sack and chucks it deep to Marquise Goodwin like he's Will Fuller?
Well, that's
he's
3.
saying he's got an extra 600
so I got an extra 6,000. Let me put him down for 335 for Tyvis.
God with 335.
335. Boom.
The kid they drafted, whose name I can't think of.
Cedric
Tillman.
So I
He'll have
got
a couple
big
hundred
red
yards.
zone threat.
So now I gave him 335. Let's go ahead and get to that 4,310 for Deshaun Watson. Y'all see it right there.
Tight end, they brought in free agent,
Now
get 100 yards.
100 yards there.
Harrison Bryant,
Harrison Brown, 86 yards.
87 yards.
And Schwartz will be on the street, but never mind. David Bell will get a couple of those yards. As you can see, the integrity, the sheet of integrity is looking good.
I think, man, I can't think of anybody's name today. What's his name? The backup quarterback they had last year.
Dobbs.
Last year, Kellen
Dobbs.
Mond,
I think
Josh
Dobbs will have 3 yards receiving on a trick play.
No, I think they'll be both lined up in the backfield.
Yep.
And they'll give them
DTR going to get some shine.
One time he'll throw
Can
him a
you see the
short pass.
3 quarterback set? 3 mobile quarterbacks.
There you
Watson,
go.
Dobbs, DTR.
It took us about 8 games to see 2 running backs on the field at the same time, so I highly doubt it.
3 mobile quarterbacks, and their package is called the Civil Rights Movement. Civil Rights Movement.
That's good, though.
That was fine. That was crazy.
That was good. Hey, the chat has a wide range of Njoku from 1,140 yards, 8 touchdowns, 805, 768, 798, 735, 9 touchdowns. Someone agreed with both 499, 4 touchdowns.
No, I didn't say 499.
What'd you say?
I said 799.
Oh, 7. Well, someone said 499 and 4 touchdowns.
That's
So,
crazy.
all right, we have 2 left.
Yeah.
All right.
How many sacks will the
Okay.
Browns' offensive line allow in 2023?
How many did they allow last year?
It's a great question.
Can you give me
should
the
know.
last 2 years? I mean, it's really about health, right? Can they stay healthy? That's been their biggest problem. They've been an injury-prone offensive line.
Browns allowed 44 sacks last season.
Oh,
They
wait
allowed 44.
wait a minute. They allowed 44.
44. They're giving up more than 9 sacks. I
They
bet the
allowed
best team in the league
49
give up more
in
than 9 sacks.
2021.
He said, nah.
2021?
44 in 2022
Yeah.
and 49 in 2021.
They give up more in 2021? What about in 2020? You have that?
Do I have that? Of course
Got to
I
be
have
less.
that. In 2020, they're very low on the list. They
Yeah.
only allowed 26 sacks.
Like 26.
You know what? You got somebody that's back there that can elude a lot of them.
Now, as mobile and elusive as Deshaun Watson is, he has been one of the more highly sacked guys in his career, partly because Houston's offensive line is horrendous.
Right, but also because he holds
but
on
also
to the ball for
because
a long time.
he holds onto the ball,
Yeah.
and that's some of the beauty of what Deshaun Watson does, but it also leads to some sacks. 34 for Bull, 20 total for G,
No.
and Tyvis.
No.
29.
You read it right. 20 for the 4 starters besides Jedrick Wills. 9 for Wills himself. 29. There you go.
29, and Tyvis, that's a 32?
He had 32, I had
32.
34, yeah.
Wills, come on, dog. Come on, fam.
Will's going to mess y'all up. He going to have the best season in history.
I hope he do.
Not in history. Not better than Joe
Well,
Thomas, but he going to have a
34
great year.
put them last year, Mike. Do you know?
So I'm going to say 1 as in the least amount of sacks. This doesn't number it, so I have to
Least
count.
amount
So-
allowed.
Least amount allowed,
Yeah.
excuse me. So Tampa Bay only allowed 22 last season. They're
Yeah.
number 1. So 34, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9.
That's
So,
about where I expect
about
them to be.
right.
That would be good. If they're 9th in sacks allowed,
I got
I'd
him at
take that.
I got him at 29.
Yeah.
And if they replace Wills halfway through the season, I think that number can step
Dang, you
up.
really you off
They're not
the ship
replacing
on him,
unless
huh?
he's holding his ass.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way he could come out and just have an unbelievable season.
Man, Tyvis, you know the cardinal sin. The cardinal sin in football is if you don't, we can forgive you having a missed assignment. We can forgive you, but if you get cooked, right?
That you just stand still and watch it.
And you trot behind the receiver, what your coach gives you, he go crazy about that.
Yeah.
He go crazy. If you give up a sack and you just stop and look at,
But this is his contract year.
he better.
So typically on contract years, you know what I'm saying?
They drafted 5 linemen. They got dudes. I'm just saying.
Why he not auditioning for the Browns? He's auditioning for 31 other teams.
There it
too,
is.
So
I like that pressure.
obviously he can't put that on tape no more.
But him and Perry Winfrey need to get a room together in camp, and they need to tell themselves they trying to get us out of here. As a matter of fact, get Jordan Elliott in there and Schwartz. That is can't get
Tommy
right.
Togiai.
Tommy Togiai, I can sleep on the ground. You only got enough for the 4.
Whoa! As a former Buckeye, he already get dibs.
He
He got top bunk dibs off drib.
Nah, well, listen, I don't think I think Perrion Winfrey he a gangster. I think he's gonna get a cop.
Well,
He's gonna get a cop.
everybody against
All right,
it.
we have one more. The chat, by the way, 17, 27, 24, 39, 38, 22, 15, 33, 20, 39, 32, 39, 10, 39, 39, 21, 39 is the popular answer here. Jeff Shardy says 14.
Jeff Shardy?
Love it.
He's a member. We love Jeff Shardy.
Love you,
Love it.
Jeffrey. Great
Is that his
answer.
real name or is that like a funny name?
Great
No,
answer,
it's real.
Jeffrey.
He's real, and he gives us $4.99 a month.
All right, good.
We appreciate
All right,
you.
last one.
Oh! I lost my marker.
See that?
Don't do
Bull
that,
Bull
bro.
can't get, Anthony got to get the marker for Bull.
Aaron can come get it. Aaron, come
Aaron's
grab my
got
marker.
it. Yeah, Aaron. Baby Bull's here.
Hey, you gotta do it like the tennis people, how they run across the net and be like,
Yeah,
Give me
that's
that.
true. You got to run back, run back.
That's
Off
blazing
screen.
for Tyreek Hill. Okay, last one. Kevin Stefanski will call blank number of trick plays that for sure won't backfire in 2023. Take this however you want.
He's gonna have
7.
4.
5 for you. Aaron says 5.
And I said,
four of them took L's, 3 of them worked.
I had 7 total and they all work.
7 total, and they all work. Okay.
No, they won't all work.
That Jacoby Brissett fake snap, fade in the back end zone off the bench move. He just got Stefanski's playbook, bro. Stefanski is, I'll give him credit, bro. I ain't never seen a tight end reverse. Like what?
If it would have worked, you would have
wrong?
loved it.
Like why
if,
you
if
could,
Amari Cooper would have dropped that dime on that pass, we'd be singing his praises.
bro? The only person that's allowed to throw the ball and throws it on the money every time is Jarvis Landry.
No,
Jarvis-
it's actually Odell.
And Odell. Matter of fact, Odell and Jarvis Landry.
Odell be throwing down.
I'm like,
Jarvis throw down.
he threw that on the run and he left-handed. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. But yeah, Stefanski, he does trick plays. I will say this, he's aggressive. By the way, you're gonna see him. Y'all gonna be upset this year. He's gonna be going for it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. You know that.
the Eagles,
he already is aggressive.
The Eagles
Yeah.
started something with
Yeah,
that.
If you have a good quarterback, you should go for 4th down.
They
a
bet-
lot.
or mobile a quarterback that can run. Because even if, say for instance, you got a statue back there and they fumble the snap, you're done.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If it's 4th and 1,
Every time.
What the Eagles did last year, every team should go for it on 4th and 1.
Of course.
because you can't really stop that.
You can't really stop that at all. Like especially if you got a mobile quarterback and a nice running
Put
back.
Dewan in there somewhere.
Did they change the rule? I know they were talking about
They
it, where
was
you
try-
could push the guy.
I thought they was thinking about changing.
They was thinking about it, but they
Yeah.
said that they'd let it
didn't
go.
change it?
Yeah.
Well, you better get these dudes in 4th and 3 then. 4th and inches. Push game.
That quarterback sneak is unbelievably undefeated.
Yeah. And put DeJuan Jones behind him and just have him like
That's
sumo watching through the line.
No, you know what they should do?
Yeah.
They should, if DeJuan Jones have the ability to run, they should do what the 49ers do with Trent Williams. Put him in put him in motion and let him be the lead blocker and just kill whoever is trying to set the edge.
Bro, listen.
It's really cheating and it's really a
A
violent
late
game.
draft pick compared to Trent Williams is he's a project.
All he got to do is get in the way. See, if DeJuan Jones, think about it, 90% of the times if they out in nickel or something like that, that's a
right.
Sam linebacker
true.
or a nickel. All he got to do is run at him and make him pick somewhere.
We did see on the basketball court that he's a good athlete, even though he's like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mikey.
Programming note, update live on the air. Don Jameson, comedian. Bull had asked me if he could come on Wednesday. I thought he meant next Wednesday. I didn't realize he meant today. So Don's going to join us for the last 15 minutes of today's show.
Okay, good.
I just
You
asked him for his
texted
email. I just texted him, asked him for his email. I'll send him the link, which means we got to squeeze in a couple things. We'll save top 5 as a recorded overtime for the people out there.
Good.
Our top 5 will record after the show. We'll post it for our members who we love. We love you all, but we especially love the members. So
right.
we'll save that. We'll replace with Don Jameson, but we got to get to Bo Naylor and the Guardians if we're going to get everything in
All right,
before
very
Don
good. So
Jameson. And Bull, We had a different Guardians topic this morning.
Yes.
You said, hey, I got to go off on this. The floor is yours.
So, first of all, I have been talking about Bo Naylor for a couple of weeks, really probably a month at this point. I've been very frustrated that he hasn't been brought up. This division sucks. In fact, the Twins had to come back late last night, unfortunately, gained a game on the Guardians. Otherwise, they would have been in first place under 500, but they're one game over. The Guardians are hitting better, right? Overall, they've been playing better. They've been more fun to watch the last couple of weeks. They fought a little back yesterday, but they ultimately lost in San Diego last night. However, they're still getting absolutely no production from catcher. Their starting catcher is not good defensively. He's not throwing anybody out, and he can't hit a lick. Bo Naylor has been absolutely killing the ball in the minor leagues. It's not out of nowhere because this guy's a top prospect. It's not like he's a guy that nobody heard of, and now he's hot, and they're like, well, this is not sustainable. Right. No, this was one of their best prospects. He's performing as they expected. He had a taste of the big leagues last year. There's absolutely no excuse for why he is not in the big leagues. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. They all have a negative WAR, okay? That's hideous. The Guardians catcher position is a combined negative .7 WAR. Horrible. Those numbers are horrible. And it's not even like they're doing well defensively. Meanwhile, when is this from, these stats? Yesterday?
Yesterday. These are as updated as possible.
Hit his 13th homer. He's hitting .261. That's for a catcher, that's a pretty good batting average. .916 OPS. And the most impressive thing, if you look at this, in this day and age, for a catcher, 47 walks, 52 strikeouts. The fact that his walk-to-strikeout ratio is even, I mean, I'd like to see what Mike Zunino's walk-to-strikeout ratio is. It ain't close to that. I'll tell you that.
What does WAR stand for?
Wins above replacement. It's a very complicated formula. It's very good, I think, for hitting. For pitching and fielding, I don't think it's very accurate, but for hitting, it's really good. But
wait, oh my God.
What?
Zunino's walk-to-strikeout ratio. Do you have any idea what it is?
Oh, it's got to be...
I knew it was bad. I just looked. It's shocking.
I'll say 14-1.
He has struck out 60 times this season.
Yeah.
He's walked 15.
Oh, it's not. That's actually not as bad as I thought. That's 4-1. That's not. I was going crazy.
Well, I mean, in that sample size, that's atrocious. He has 121 at bats.
Yeah,
struck out 50%
bad, but actually not as bad as the walks are not bad.
But they say the one bad thing about Bo Naylor is that. Can I say it?
What?
Gosh.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm just going to shake my head, though. Inside.
The only thing that I've heard negative about Bo Naylor is that when it comes to throwing somebody out at second, he's not that great.
Yeah. What are the guard? Nobody's.
I'm just saying what I heard.
Okay.
This is all I heard. Excuse me. Allegedly.
That's true. First of all, that may be true. Okay, but it's irrelevant. I don't care. There's no catchers, almost no catchers throwing out runners at a good rate. Mike, do you have the numbers for the Guardians catchers throwing out runners?
I'll look it up. Give me 1 sec.
I guarantee you, it's not very good. If that's the thing holding him back, that's ridiculous. And I need. The assistant GM of the Guardians was on somewhere. I don't remember where he was on I think over the weekend or something. And he made some ridiculous comments as to why Bo Naylor's not in the majors.
You can't read this, but these are his exact comments, and essentially, in a long, as you can see, in many words, gave every excuse in the book as to justify the Zunino hiring.
Remind me of the bullet points, because I saw this, but
essentially, we're not convinced Zunino's that bad yet, and also we're going to sugarcoat and shadow the fact that we want to save his service time, Bo Naylor's service time.
This is ridiculous. Are the Guardians trying to win or not? You know, I have defended this franchise time and time again, guys.
Here you go.
And this is effing ridiculous. The Guardians catchers are absolute trash. Mike Zunino's finished. He's done. He sucks. We got a 0 in center field, but Miles Straw is such a great fielder. I don't give a rat's ass. Get it.
He is a good fielder.
Let me explain something to you, Tyvis. And to every other Nimrod out there, no offense, you're not a Nimrod. But every center fielder is good.
See that?
Let's go.
That's Miles Straw. Ghost.
Let me explain something to you. You don't get to play center field unless you're an excellent fielder. Yes, Miles Straw is better in the field than most of the other center fielders. I grant you that. But the gap is not that big. Look at these numbers. That is pathetic. That is freaking pathetic. He can't hit.
Bull is right. Bull is right on this. You know what? See, the Guardians do this stuff to y'all, and y'all eat it up every single time. These dudes are master communicators, and I would say master manipulators. Because what they do is they do such a good job of selling you why they can't do it. They say, we can't do this, we can't sign this guy because of this. We can't bring him up because we like the way our veterans call a game, and we want to keep
bullshit.
We want to keep the the roster together. We want to give them an opportunity to get themselves out of it. The reality of the situation is, and I'm starting to just come to this conclusion, this organization knows nothing about hitting. This organization does not value hitting. They don't. It's in the pudding. If you look at Bo Naylor, what he's doing, Bull knows this. Why you think Carlos Santana stuck around in the league? If you get a catcher that has power and can put runs on the board, that is a diamond. You are playing immediately. No one's doing this 1932 Satchel Paige, you call a good game. They don't even call games no more. Tito or the pitching coaches call the pitches anyway.
A lot of that, yes.
And so the thought process that they're not going to bring him up is because they're being cautious is a lie. They're doing it because the ownership at the top says, oh no, you paid how much money to get him? I'm not throwing that money away. I'm going to get as much as I can out of him, and you going to sit down, and we got how many years on him? That's what we're going to do.
That's for everything.
Listen, I have defended the Guardians time and time again. They are in a lot of ways, an extremely well-run organization. Their front office is very good. But here's the bottom line. Since being up on the Cubs 3-1 in the World Series in 2016, they've lost 14 of 20 playoff games. They've won one series last year against Tampa Bay in the wild card. That's it. Since being up 3-1 in the World Series, 14 losses, 6 wins in the playoffs. And you know what? The World Series is now a number of years ago. That's 7 years ago now. It's been a long time. They're playing better. I still think they can win the division only because it sucks. They're a mediocre team. The East and West have much better teams. Even if they make the playoffs, they're probably not going to win anything.
It's amazing.
And ownership is not fully committed to winning. Now, the reason they've gotten a pass from me and so many others, deservedly so, is that they win a lot, right? They ultimately win a lot. They go to the playoffs a lot. But a lot of that's because their division sucks.
Yes.
They've taken advantage of that. But listen, right now, the Angels, and I know the Guardians are in the exact same situation, and the Angels have a higher payroll. But the Angels have said, we've been bad for a bunch of years. Ohtani may leave. We got to go all in. They called up 2 guys that were drafted last year. Watch the Angels at trade time. They're in a much tougher division. They're going to be making big-time moves. The Guardians haven't made a significant trade deadline move since probably 2016. They haven't made a significant free agent pickup since Edwin Encarnacion. Since 2017. It's been too long. Again, a lot of things to love about the organization, as we've talked about a million times. I shouldn't have to qualify, but you can say 1,000 good things about a team. You say one bad, but it's like you're a hater. So that's why I'm qualifying, even though I shouldn't have to, and I probably shouldn't.
But it's not like.
But it's enough. You can't get Bo Naylor in the freaking majors already.
It doesn't cost you anything. If you
it starts his clock.
But you're not paying. You got him in your system.
It's already enough where they'd still get him for 7 years. It's enough. Let's go.
How much they pay Zanino?
Millions.
$6 million.
What is it, $6 million? So what? The money's sunk. Who cares?
So what?
And then the thing is, if you're gonna have a farm system,
so you're gonna pay somebody $6 million to sit on the bench?
No, I'm cutting his ass, getting him out of town.
Oh, wow.
I want him on the team.
Think about it, though, Tyvis.
Wow.
Think about this though.
He'll take that deal.
They've been fighting to keep people under contract, so their clock don't start. But then they have a backlog of so many people that they've been hoarding at their house that they got to let the young guys go free.
That's right. You gave up Nolan Jones for nothing. He's killing it in Colorado.
That's true.
You gave up Will Benson for nothing. These guys were highly talented prospects. Let's go. It's time to call up Bo Naylor. It's time to make some trades. I'm right. They're wrong. Let's go.
And I co-sign that.
Wow.
My gosh.
Wow. I mean,
Bull, that was phenomenal. I didn't know where you were going to go with that. G. Bush, I appreciate your passion. It's not every day you get hot.
I love the Guardians. Everybody knows that.
$6 million.
The Guardians are my third favorite team behind the Cubs and the Bengals. They're my third favorite team.
$6 million.
I am passionate about the Guardians. You may not believe that, but it's true. I am. I watch almost every game. We were living and dying with the team Friday night at the field. I want this team to win real bad. I want them to win a World Series really, really bad. I love Mike Chernoff. I love Chris Antonetti. I think they're really good overall at their job. Really good. I wouldn't trade them. I wouldn't trade Francona. But it's not good enough to be 6-14 in the playoffs since 3-1 in the World Series. And it's not good enough to have a payroll as low as it is. And it's not good enough to be mediocre. I know they've won a lot of games, but it's not enough.
I can think of 6 billion reasons why they're not going to cut.
I don't give a rat's ass. You blew it. You made a mistake. Don't double down on it. Keep them there.
Cutting.
Go ahead, Mikey.
Awesome. Well, that took us literally to 12 on the dot, maybe our most punctual announcement of the lunch hour of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show ever, sponsored by Colleague Companies Championship. Check out all your favorite golfers at the famous Firestone Country Club July 12th through the 16th. Free concerts every night, free admission for kids, fun, family-friendly events. You get all the information at colleaguegolf.com. We're going to do No Fence Riders NBA edition.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Baby Gronk and his dad. Then we're going to bring on Don Jameson for the last 15 minutes here. So we have a jam-packed next hour, and we're going to save the top 5 for overtime.
I'm not calling him that.
Baby Gronk's dad?
Baby Gronk.
I'm not calling the kid Baby Gronk.
I don't know his real name, though.
First of all,
He hasn't earned that nickname.
It's only one. It's already a Baby Gronk. It's the kid that was at Notre Dame last year.
Michael Mayer.
Michael
This
Mayer.
kid's 10 years old.
Well, hey, we'll get to it. We'll get to
ridiculous.
it. Save your anger.
Dad's
But
a
we
schmuck.
have
Go ahead.
we have No Fence Riders. You guys remember how it works? I give you a definitive yes or no question. You have to pick a side of the fence, and then we will discuss. And only one answer of our 6 is unanimous. So this should be a good back and forth here. The first question I asked the entire UCSS panel
Why you got that?
starts with the Cavs.
Oh, yeah. I don't have to write
You
nothing.
forgot how the game works.
It's been a while since we've done it.
We haven't busted it out in a while.
I was like, do I got to write something? I just felt good
Yeah.
writing.
Question number 1. Will the Cavs make a splash move this offseason?
Not a chance.
Brad and myself said yes. Everyone else
not a chance.
said nay.
I hope you guys are right.
I hope so too, but there's not a chance.
Not a chance. Not a chance. You know what?
With what? We're doing what? Who getting who?
Well, what money?
I'm gonna tell you what the Cincinnati Reds owner said to the fans. To who? Trade to who? Who they gonna get?
Yeah, like who y'all want? Like this is the exercise I'll be doing every single day, right? We've even proposed trades. We put McNuggets has stayed up all night to give us trades in the trade machine, none of those trades mean a hill of
Just
beans.
to see somebody else take his trade and add a pick to it.
And say it was gold.
Guys from Locked On Cavs came up with bad trades that we proposed here too.
Hey, we don't got with McNuggets. There's nothing.
Can I tell you why I said yes?
Why?
Yeah, what are they going to do?
Please do.
It seems too obvious for it to be no. I think, G, what you said last night on Twitter, and it came from a different Donovan Mitchell situation, makes perfect sense. The Cavs are looking at the landscape of the Eastern Conference, which I think is open, and saying we may not be there, but we also don't know who's there in the East. There's a new coaching staff in Milwaukee. There's a new coaching staff in Philadelphia. James Harden could be on the move. The Celtics have issues with their 2 stars.
Problems.
They're not.
Yeah, the other good
Look,
teams in the
they're
East
not-
are flawed. I think that's
So
that's
the Eastern
true.
Conference, there's not Denver's the top.
Yeah.
It's them and everyone else in the East. I think there's a giant conglomerate, and I don't know what the splash move is, but I do think they look
Well,
at
but the trades you proposed with Jared Allen, none of those are splash moves, in my opinion.
I think getting rid
I
of
agree.
Allen would qualify as a splash.
who?
No.
Just getting rid of Allen would qualify
I
as a
don't know
splash
about
move.
that. I
To
don't know
me, a
about
splash move is you get somebody
that.
big.
And
Yeah,
McNuggets, did you know that Jaylen Brown can't go to his left?
Yeah, he can't dribble either.
I had no idea.
He turned the ball over 8 times in Game 7.
I had no idea
He's
that he
really
could go to
good.
the.
Jaylen Brown, what he's good at, he is elite at. He's just not a well-rounded or completely well-rounded. He's very good. Obviously, second-team All-NBA. He's a top 15, 20 guy in the league, but he has his flaws.
He can't go to the left, man. Are you kidding me? I could go to my left.
Can Giannis go to his left?
Yes. Don't do that.
Can't shoot to save his life, though.
That's what you
Hey.
talk. You comparing apples and oranges.
Now this
He's not even the GOAT in the current NBA, let
Well, that's a
alone of all
great
time.
segue. A great segue to question number 2. Steve, you can take it.
Yeah.
Question number 2 is Nikola Jokic, the Joker, the undisputed best player in the NBA right now, and to no one's surprise, our guy Tyvis Powell's on an island by himself here. Tyvis.
I don't have to explain myself. Y'all know what it is.
What does he do better than Jokic?
Who?
Giannis.
He's a better defender.
Thank you.
Okay, one thing.
I mean, what does Jokic do better than Giannis? Other than shoot,
pass,
Giannis
score.
passes.
Not like that.
No, the guy averaged almost a triple.
Look at this.
He almost averaged a triple-double in the regular season by 0.2 assists.
Higher,
But everything else is
field goals.
Everything else
Dude,
is pretty
Jokic
close.
has a much better field goal percentage,
And I'm giving
even
you
though
more.
he shoots more outside
And
shots.
listen. So if Giannis decides to dish the ball just a couple more times,
By the way,
it's not even close.
By the way, this dude averaged a triple-double, bro.
No, he
What
don't.
do you average in the
No,
playoffs?
he don't.
He averaged 30.5, 13.8, and 9.5 in the playoffs.
Nope.
I mean, he was
that's not a
half an
triple
assist
double.
shy of a
Rounded.
triple-double in the playoffs.
That's rounded.
That's not a
We-
triple
we
What
double.
they
all
lose
know.
4 games the entire postseason?
They went 16-4 in the playoffs, and in that postseason run, the 4 primary defenders on Jokic were Rudy Gobert, DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo, who those 4
All real
combined
good defenders.
have 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards and 22 All-Defensive Team
And
selections.
let's not act like
And nobody could even come close to stopping him.
And he smoked greats. Devin Booker, your boy KD smoked. LeBron James, AD swept them,
LeBron
got
and
them
AD.
up off the
Swept
sticks.
them.
Like that's
And by
crazy.
the way, I think what's funny is I've heard some people say, well, the Lakers were an 8 seed. Everybody was picking the Lakers to win that series.
I picked the Lakers.
Most people, not everybody.
who?
I had
Most people
I've been-
were
I've
picking
been-
the Lakers. They were favored in Vegas.
I was
They were
about to say,
favored in
I've been
Vegas, the
singing-
Lakers, to win the series.
I've been
But
singing
then when it was
Nikola
over, it was like,
Jokic
oh, they were an
for
8 seed. Give me a break.
No.
I actually-
And by the way, McNuggets, this is sustainable. Like for the rest of you dudes out there that thinking like this is a one and done.
Oh, absolutely not.
The only guy who's a free agent.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
The only guy
Bruce
who's a free
Brown.
agent for the Nuggets is what's his name? Bruce
Bruce Brown.
And
was
I was
vital.
who wants to stay, obviously. And I was reading the kid they drafted. I don't know this kid.
Christian Brown?
No, not him, who was good. But they drafted another kid in the first round last year. I can't think of his name, but there was an article about how they think if Bruce Brown goes, this kid's going to step in and take his place.
Who?
I don't know his name.
See, this is the problem, McNuggets. When you give away, this is the problem with why when you give away 3 first-round picks and you have no
which I was totally on board with.
which
Talking about-
You still got
are you talking about the Cavs?
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying. But you have no assurances past next year. So then teams like the Nuggets, who are already good, they got Jokic. They diamond in the rough. They finding guys. They drafting guys. They plug already. So you got to get to that point.
Yeah.
And they just retooling. They got picks and everything. They can move people around. And you got 3 people that you can count on in the Cavs.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. All right. What's number 3, Mikey?
They only had 1 first-round pick this year. I'm not sure who you're referring to.
No. I mean, they still keep their pick.
Let me.
No,
I
he
know
said-
where I
he
saw it.
said
Hold
last
on.
year.
Oh, last year.
All right, next question.
Hold on. Before you move on, let me get to it real quick because I got it right here. Here we go. His name is Peyton Watson, the 30th pick in the NBA draft.
Never heard of him.
Was he Oregon kid?
No, but here's what's. I don't know.
He was drafted by OKC, it says.
Maybe he got traded. The 30th
Oh,
pick
you know what? In the playoffs, Denver traded a future pick to Oklahoma City for somebody, so that must have been the guy they got back.
It
Okay,
says
so
the
that's
30th pick of the 2022 NBA draft. Watson's role. No, I think he got traded earlier.
Whatever. I'm looking at the draft results. He was taken 30th to Oklahoma City.
But he must have been. Watson's role muted in his rookie campaign. Blah blah blah. Apparently, he's impressed coaches and teammates. And if Bruce Brown leaves this summer in free agency, Watson's path to an expanded role could become more clear. So, anyway.
Yep, went to UCLA. All right, next question involves another Western Conference team. Will Damian Lillard be a Portland Trailblazer next season? We had a 4-2 split on this side, but the 3 of you out there all said yes, he will.
Yeah. I just feel like I know most superstars want to change teams when they're not in a sexy market, but he seems to always want to stay there.
I think he'll be on the team. I think he'll be on the team
At the beginning of the year.
At the beginning of the year, he may be gone by then.
That's what.
Well, Jason has him going. Obviously, Jason is connected in the NBA. So maybe.
I mean, I always ask, like,
Yeah.
you know, would you make a? They say, would you make a trade? Would you take Damian Lillard? Or would you trade? Would you trade Garland to the Trailblazers for
I asked you all that,
for
you just
Damian
laughed at me.
Lillard and picks?
Would I trade Darius Garland for
Damian Lillard and like
How
a
many
number
years
one
does
pick?
Lillard have left on his contract?
And number
A
one,
lot, and he gets paid a lot.
and they get a number one pick.
I mean, I guess I would do it, but who would get a number one pick?
The Cavs.
No.
Darius Garland is my favorite.
What do you mean, no, you
Cavs
wouldn't do it?
player.
No, the Cavs would never get a first round
No,
pick
why
back.
would Portland give up a pick?
Because it's a contract that they can't move. They're not gonna get nothing. That's the best they're gonna get for Dame Lillard. Another guard to replace him. Ain't nobody
Damian-
knocking on his door.
Damian Lillard's a great player, though.
He's top 75 of all time.
But nobody, they're not gonna win
How
with
old
him.
is Damian Lillard?
I think he's 32.
They're not gonna win.
He had the best season. He had the best
I
season of his
still-
career
I
last
mean,
year.
He's aging.
If you do that, you're making a trade for this year to try to win a championship.
But the reason I think you get a first is look,
Darius
we're
Garland,
giving you
Dame.
a guard under contract in his prime.
I mean, I would make the trade, but
Yeah.
your clock has been accelerated.
Oh, of course, but I'm gonna tell
I
you.
just don't think Portland
The
would do
hope,
that.
the hope is, guess what? You get him. You got Donovan Mitchell. You got a lot of firepower.
You got to win a championship this year.
You hope
Well,
Mobley
just-
takes a step in that number. That
how does
pick you
that?
get.
But how does that change the Cavs from what they have now?
It doesn't. You'd have to do other things.
That's what I'm saying.
But-
Because it's not like Darius Garland was the problem in the playoffs.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
No, he was part of the problem.
No, he wasn't. He was the only person that actually was bright in the playoffs.
I
He
think,
was?
Darius Garland?
Look, you
I
got to
don't think
think
anybody
about
played well for the Cavs.
it. If you
Really?
get-
You don't think so?
What did he average in the playoffs, Mike? Do you
I
have
don't
that?
care what he averaged. I know how many times he
Hey,
sparked a comeback. When they put the ball in his hands and
I mean,
he was
they
the
lost-
main ball
they won one
handler.
game. How many comebacks did he?
McNuggets knows this. Damian Lillard is an assassin.
He is.
He don't care about none of them dudes.
Yeah.
And Donovan Mitchell would go to being a number 2.
Sure would.
Immediately.
He ain't got no
now
choice.
you got Mobley. You like, okay, think about it. Now
He
you got
got no
Mobley,
choice.
and you like work on your game. You got a number 1 pick. I don't know if you're gonna get some for it, but you do have that number 1 pick.
Gee, I hear you saying, in the history of the NBA, the team that's giving up the all-time NBA star in their prime is not giving a first-round pick.
Especially because if they trade Lillard, they're not going to be good. So they're not going to get – that could be a lottery pick. I just don't see them giving up a lottery
they're not.
pick.
No, you could do. I think there's a framework of a deal, and it's unlikely, but we proposed it Garland and a couple picks if they had any for Lillard, but you're not getting a pick back. with
Anyway,
Lillard.
let's get to the next question.
All right, by the way, Garland averaged 20 points, 5 assists, and shot 43% from the floor in the playoffs. So
That's fine. I mean, he was okay.
how much did that?
Nobody played well for the Cavs. in
And
the
Dame
playoffs.
averaged what, 31?
Dame averaged 33 this year.
Oh hell no! Get Portland on the phone.
If Damian Lillard played the appropriate number of games, he would have been a first-team All-NBA guard.
Yeah.
He just
But he's old, so he probably won't play the appropriate now.
Well,
Although
they-
we don't care. The regular season doesn't matter, so I only need him
the
for
Blazers
playoffs.
sat him without an injury for the last 10 games to
Yeah,
tank.
why
I mean,
would
I
you
would,
tank
for one
I
game?
would
It don't matter.
absolutely make the trade.
You make the trade?
I never
Yeah.
said I wouldn't.
All right, next one, Mike. What do we got?
Next question. This is the only unanimous one. We can go through it pretty quickly, but we are still waiting from the league's office on the length of Ja Morant's impending suspension. I asked, do you think it will be at least 22 games or longer? That's essentially a quarter of the season, and everybody emphatically said yes. No more discussion.
You know what's funny about this? It's not funny. It's actually really sad.
Is it
I
a
shouldn't-
toy? Was it a toy gun?
I shouldn't
or
say
not?
it's funny. Toy
His
gun?
camp is saying it was a toy gun.
Who
There's no
is?
confirmation. Ja Morant's camp is now saying the gun was
Oh
a
my
toy
God.
gun.
That's actually irrelevant, and it's not funny. It's weird that like we got all these idiots all over the place running around with guns like they're tough guys all over the place, carrying their guns out in the street like that makes them a real man.
And all in the Capitol building in
Yeah,
Michigan.
It's ridiculous.
Like they just do.
Now again, I'm not that. Let me make it very clear. Ja Morant is behaving like a fool. He's setting a bad example for kids that look up to him. And it's something the NBA doesn't want to be connected to, and I get it. But it's so funny that everybody's piling on him, deservedly so, and then everybody else walks around with a gun like, whatever. Now, I don't know if he's got a license, whatever. You got to have a license to have a gun. I don't know. In some states, you can do whatever the hell you want. They don't even care. You can be 8 and have a gun and shoot somebody. Nobody gives a shit anymore. But I don't know. It's very hypocritical. that's not to apologize for him because his behavior is ridiculous. And he, Gilbert Arenas was on with us yesterday and said, "Hey, grow up." That's it. So listen, what he did is not the end of the world. He shouldn't be banned from the NBA, but he's got to grow up.
I always tell people, man, look, we good. The United States we are a walking contradiction. That is what it is, bro. Yeah. And anytime you get over a certain amount of bread, they gonna get you. Like, look, after you make a certain amount of money, bro, it's a lot of stuff off limits. It's like, dang, but a lot of dudes don't understand that. Because usually, and we got to think about this, your earning power as a person don't even really start in this society till you almost in your 40s. Like, you could be mid-30s, early 40s before you start to even see the type of money where you could say, oh, this is making a difference in my life. Mm-hmm. So he got generational money. It's unfathomable how much millions of dollars is. You could touch every cent that you got in your bank account. I could go to my bank account and say, I want all my money. Can you imagine having that much money, you 18, 19, 20, and you can't go to the bank and ask for all your money? It's imaginary at that point. So now he don't even understand real consequences like, okay, did I really even earn it? You got to think about that too. Like, he was doing everything he was doing basketball-wise, and Nike came and gave him this deal. In his mind, did you have to dig a ditch for it? Did you have to, put 40 hours? Did you have to paint buildings? Do you have to do manual labor? No. They just gave it to him. So what really in his life, how could he really appreciate that? He didn't work for it, really. So when they take it, when you see them commas move, though, that hurts your soul. That hurts your feelings.
You gotta, if you want to, it's sad to say, but if you want change, you gotta make him feel it.
Yeah.
Once you see that you missing out on some money, that's
the only thing that
or plan.
And it's easy to always blame the people around you, but sometimes you got to change the people around you.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not saying this is the case. I don't know, but if the guys around you are encouraging bad behavior, or even if it's not bad, even if it's just behavior that's going to screw up your livelihood, well, then you find new friends.
They always, you get a little older. Hey, by the way, we can't blame him. Think about how many really top dudes got in trouble. Tiger Woods, scandal. Yeah. Michael Jordan has scandals. Charles Barkley. Everybody has them. A-Rod had scandals.
Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds.
All these
different types of things.
Name me Zion Williams. Zion Williams is taking an L every week.
Adrian
Peterson. Pac-Man Jones. I could keep going.
Deshaun Watson.
It happens to all of them.
O.J. Simpson. Jim Brown.
Dang,
it didn't happen to?
Who?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Not yet.
And Derek Jeter. I don't know what his NBA game is on top point.
LeBron's never gotten in any trouble.
Yeah, when he got with Warren Buffett, he gave him all his Secret Service guys.
Aaron Judge is clean. Go ahead, Mikey.
We have 2 questions left, and the last 2 questions are brought to us by the USFL. It is the final regular season home game in Canton for Boogie. If they win, they're in the playoffs. If they lose, they are eliminated. So make sure you go check out Boogie. Down in Canton as they take on the New Jersey Generals this Saturday
it
at
ain't
noon.
Nothing like them
playing
type
the
of
Generals.
game.
Winners in, losers out. You get your tickets at USFL.
That's a playoff atmosphere.
Hey, to come back, you got to leave it all on the table, dog. Leave it on the table because we don't know when you're going to be back. Come on now. You told us
he's going to come in Tuesday, win or lose, though, for his final show. Okay, we have 2 questions left.
Yep, I'm putting it out there. He guaranteed
it?
He did not guarantee it, but he says he's coming in Tuesday no matter
what.
He
should guarantee it. Let's go.
2 questions left. Yeah. This one is an even 3-3 split. Will the Cavs compete for a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference next season? 3 of y'all said yes. 3 of y'all said no, and the 3 who said no are the 3 sitting out there today.
Interesting. We were on the.
What is Jay talking about?
Jay's not in.
I mean, Jason. What is Jason talking about?
I seen that too, and
what is he talking about?
When he texted that, I laughed and said, "What
is yes? Funny because Jason also said they won't make a significant move.
No, he said they will. I thought.
Did Jason say they were going to make a significant move, a splash move?
I thought
he did not.
So I would think, and McNuggets, you also picked them. Now at least you said they'd make a splash move.
So
I mean, I don't think it's crazy because they weren't that far off a top 2 seed this year.
I think the East, as I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
there's no definitive team I look at in the East and say, oh, they're a
Yeah,
lock
but don't
for the
you
top
still
2.
think if healthy that
Oh, yes,
Milwaukee and
yes,
Boston
you
are
do.
significantly
What is
better?
wrong
Yes,
with
but
you?
I also think that a lot of those teams, after seeing how they faltered in the postseason with health, are going to take the Miami Heat route of, we're going to let the guys sit a
I
lot.
think the
And unlike
Cavs
the
gonna
Cavs-
do that too.
See, I
Why?
disagree.
The Celtics.
The
The Celtics went just as far the year before as the Heat did this year. They played better in the finals than the Heat did, didn't they?
yes.
Well, I mean, depending on you look at the competition.
So-
I think.
I think the Cavs gonna be like, we just need the 6th seed. We just
No.
need to not be in the play.
The Cavs. Let's be clear and stop. We're gonna cut the Kool-Aid. The Cavs really. If you had a series between the Cavs and the Hawks, I'm picking the Hawks. They don't play well against Hawks. They never beat the Hawks. They might not be better than Brooklyn next year. Let's be clear. Brooklyn played way better than the Cavs played against the
But
Sixers.
the Cavs are a better regular season team. So.
But that don't. Look, I don't. If they in the playoffs,
Hey.
let me tell you this. Watch this. The Cavs get smoked by the Raptors. They lost 3-1 in the Raptors. By the way, they're not good against the Sixers. You know what they do against Boston, and I'm better than them. The Knicks got their card. Who are the Cavs truly head and shoulders above, better than anybody is?
In my opinion, you're going too
The
far.
Charlotte Hornets.
Thank you.
But I still agree they're not a top 2 seed. I think they could be a 4 or 5 seed again.
That ain't gonna get it done.
No, ultimately, no. That's why I'm not excited about the Cavs right now.
No.
But
And I don't know
and
how.
we are so down on the Cavs that it will change for some people based on the regular season next year. It won't for me, but some people.
Here's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing exactly what the Cleveland Browns did the year before. They tell you, "Oh, we good. We don't need to make no tweaks," and then they trot Bell and Schwartz and
All right, but let's
Elliott
see.
out, right?
Let's see if they do. Let's
So
see.
so if they don't make no trades, just so you know, today 12/20. What's today's date? Whatever.
June
14th.
June
14th.
14th, whatever the case.
14th.
That is known as a gentleman's punt on this season. If they don't make a big move, they punt it.
I've been saying I'm not watching the Cavs in the regular season next year, but if they make a splash move, I'll change my mind.
I will too. But he told us.
What do you mean you ain't gonna
I'm
watch
not going to watch it.
Yes,
It's the same team. Why? The games don't matter.
You have to, because you have to talk about it.
I know. I'll treat the
Hi,
games.
hi America. Hi, America. Bull will be watching.
I'm not watching the same team play meaningless regular season games.
Bull
make
will
a
be
splash
watching.
move and I'm in.
51
Last but
wins.
not least,
All right.
our final no fence riders
It's supposed to be a
question.
sweep, right? Or no, we had a sweep already.
This is not unanimous. Our one unanimous was the John Morant.
Right.
Will the Nuggets repeat as NBA champions
Repeating is
next
hard.
season?
Yeah.
2 said yes, 4 said no, and the yesers are me and G. Bush.
Oh,
G,
wow.
tell them why.
I thought you said no because you said
Repeating is hard.
Repeating is hard, guys.
Repeating is hard. Now, if I told him if the Lakers get Kyrie Irving, I have the Lakers winning championship.
They get Chris Paul.
That ain't enough.
I'm just telling you.
I'm taking Baby Bull over Chris Paul. Chris Paul he's gonna be
him and LeBron is
Chris
like
Paul
this.
don't even have hamstrings no more. He
They
just
like
be
this.
hurt. He got a bad body. He's done.
Yeah, but
What about-
Kyrie's always hurt too.
No, not Chris Paul hurt.
Is
Chris
Kyrie,
Paul
is Kyrie a free agent?
yes.
Yeah.
So the reason I picked him is because here's the thing.
He going to Phoenix.
They played the Nuggets won a championship kind of easy, right? And they didn't even have Porter played terrible in that series.
Sure did.
Like they wasn't even really like hitting at all cylinders. It wasn't like they were just like a perfect storm.
In
It
that
was
last
the-
game,
but
they
it was
shot
the-
like 50% from the field.
it was
they shot,
the Heat though.
What they shoot 10%, 12% from three.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah, it was not good.
But it was the Heat though.
But here's the
I
thing.
agree.
I agree it was the Heat, but here's the thing. I seen them do it to Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I seen them do it to LeBron. I've seen them smoke dudes. Like they got him up out of here. And
But-
it does not seem like Jokic is overconfident.
It's hard
and
to
happy.
repeat though. Like you never know with like one injury to Jokic or Murray and it's out the window.
Cavs in 7.
Where?
Cavs in 7 next year.
2K?
No.
NBA Live?
NBA. The
No.
NBA shootout?
The 2024 final.
NBA
There's no way
showdown?
you believe that.
Cavs in 7. You heard it here first. If not the Cavs, Bucks in 6.
I love he said it with the first straight face,
Yeah.
but I only give it about a 25% chance of repeating.
Yeah.
It's special to repeat as champions, right?
Yeah.
Cavs in 7.
But Yeah, I don't have the Cavs. Are they going to make a move? The Cavs are not doing that.
All right, Mike. What do we got next? Here.
That is it. Our next segment
Yeah.
is something that has been trending quite a bit on the internet lately. And we bring you something from the internet. And I can already see Bull rolling his eyes.
Yes.
I'll give you all the backstory. It is brought to us by our dear friends over at PCC Airfoils. If you're looking for a job with career advancements and great benefits, well, PCC Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to play a clip, and I'm going to let you all run. But over the weekend, The Athletic did an interview, more of a Q&A really, with Baby Gronk's dad.
I like Gary Washington, but bad job out of him for interviewing this guy.
Well, we'll get there in a second. But he did an
hilarious.
interview or a Q&A with Baby Gronk's dad. For anyone who doesn't know, Baby Gronk is a 10-year-old. He's a fourth grader who goes around to football camps and has developed quite the following on social media. Now, in the interview or Q&A with The Athletic, Baby Gronk's dad called himself a marketing genius, says he's trying to set up his kid for future success and build him a cushion in case he doesn't turn out to be a football star. But then it got taken to another level when after the Q&A came out, multiple outlets reached out saying, hey, this guy's been on our DMs, asking us to put us on the show. And there's one clip from a podcast. This is the Bring the Juice podcast.
By the way, before you
went
play this,
crazy.
Is this a popular podcast?
This one in particular is not crazy popular, but he's been on other ones that are very
Like
popular.
who? Like what?
He was on,
Like on
remember the
Barstool or
old,
something?
No, Barstool does not like this guy. This is like a Barstool beef. But one of the ones he went
that
on,
makes
do you remember Last Chance You, Coach JB?
Yeah.
He
Coach
went
who?
on.
Last
He got
chance,
fired.
yeah.
Last
Oh,
Chance
Last
You.
Chance You. Yeah.
He went on that show, which is pretty big. He's been on a couple bigger ones
Okay.
on a national
So
platform.
these guys are just two slappies.
Wait, who got you talking?
The clip you're about to see is not from a Giant podcast.
That's the one you showed me.
Yes, and we're going to play that one in a
These
second.
guys are embarrassing.
Yes, and the podcast
They're a
should be,
disgrace to this profession.
Yes,
and they're embarrassing.
and that is accurate, and we
Yeah.
can talk about that on the back end. But I
Go
do
ahead.
want to play the clip just so if you're not familiar, do not know who we're talking about, you will see the interactions between a father and son here. Steve, you can play the clip with sound full.
Say it again, bro. Say, man, what kind of question is that? You see my Instagram? Say that. Ready? Go. All right, go
Hey,
ahead.
Baby Gronk, are you him?
What kind of question is that? Look at my Instagram.
Would you take her to prom someday?
Hey, no, say it again, bro. You gotta say, man. I already DM'd her and asked her, and she said yes. All right, come on, man. Sit on the mic.
Hey, Baby Gronk, would you take Livy Dunn to prom, you think?
I already DM'd her and she said yes.
Damn. Damn. What kind of tuxedo you getting? OG James Bond style or what? Yeah.
Nah, hey, say it again, bro.
Hey, what kind of
Hey, hold
tuxedo
on.
you
Say,
getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one. Ready?
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one.
What are you going to do, to stay sharp and keep your skills up if you're actually not going to go through with middle school and high school?
Just work out.
No, I'm gonna get massages. I'm gonna get full body massages by some baddies. All right, ready? Go. You want to ask it again, bro?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I saw that you're foregoing middle school and high school football. How are you going to keep preparing yourself to play college football in this whole process?
I'm gonna get body massages by baddies.
Anything you want to say before we dip out, Baby Gronk?
I'm the number one fourth grade football player in the world, and flex, and that's it. Ready? Stand right there. Say it one more time. Yeah.
Hey, Baby Gronk, before I wrap up, Bring the Juice, anything you want to say to Bring the Juice Nation today?
I'm the number one fourth grader in the world.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, there is so many nauseating things about that. First of all, those two idiots. Why would they even put that out?
Yes.
Why would they release that? Because they look like effing fools. They were.
Wait a minute. My question is this.
Yeah.
What for the podcast version?
Yeah.
Did they cut out the part?
Yeah, they had to
I
cut
don't get it. Like,
Why would you
cut
put?
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
so why would you put the video?
Why would you
out?
put that out of them repeating questions? So those two guys are fools. There's no. What's the name of the podcast again?
Bring the Juice.
There's no Bring the Juice Nation. Everybody's got to have a nation now. Everybody's got a nation or a mafia. There's no bring the juice nation, okay? Those guys are fools. They're a disgrace to this business. You know, now everybody can do this business because you can just start, which is good. And I like that. A lot of people that came up the traditional way are haters. I'm not. But I hate people like this. They're disgraceful. And anybody interviewing, I don't even love that we're talking about it, only because this kid's being exploited. All right, that's number one. These guys are an effing disgrace that interviewed him. The father's a complete moron. Now, maybe that's a little harsh because I don't know everything and the goings on in his life. Maybe behind the scenes he acts like a normal human being, but I doubt it. The guy is talking about women in a disgraceful manner. You don't talk about women like that, period, let alone in front of a 10-year-old boy. That's ridiculous, and that's probably part of the problem with our society and why so many men treat women like objects, because we got idiots like this teaching their kid that kind of behavior. I think that's been missed by most people, probably people rolling their eyes at that point. All right? The whole thing was disgusting. The father's a piece of garbage. I want to punch him in the face just for his bad facial hair, honestly. And first of all, the kid's 10 years old. I don't care if he's a great football player at 10 years old. Most of the kids who are the best players in Little League suck when they get older because they get abused. They get not abused like in an inappropriate way, just abused from playing. He's bigger. I was reading a little bit of the Ari Wasserman
He's
thing.
5'6".
He's bigger than, 5'6" at 10 years old is pretty unusual, right? My son's pretty big he's 10, and he's like 4'11", and he's pretty big for his age. That kid's 5'6". Of course he's going to be good at football. He's way bigger than the other kids. He's a big, strong kid. And I have listen, I'm not saying anything bad about the kid. The kid is an innocent victim here. The father's a moron, and he's going to destroy this kid's life.
Do you know what the father's doing? The father is trying to get him. I tell you what, more people will tune in to watch his stuff now that this happened. So it works.
The father only cares about the father.
Listen, no.
That's all he cares about.
Listen.
Same thing as LeVar Ball. He only gave a shit about himself.
No.
Same thing with this guy.
What it did was it brought attention to his kid. Now more people. Before that came out, would you have ever watched Baby Gronk? No.
I'm never going to watch him.
You've already did. You've already looked him up.
Only because we were going to talk about it today.
Okay. So it worked. It worked. That's the point.
It worked. Everything's supposed to be a sideshow. What's this kid's life going to be like when it doesn't work out in football and he has nothing? And
he'll at least have a bunch of followers on the internet, and
so
he can show.
What is that going to do for
make
you?
money. People make money.
Is he really going to make money?
I'll become an advertiser for somebody. I'll be a brand ambassador.
You think this is good parenting?
No, I hate it, but it's work. It's his son is definitely going to make money off of it for sure.
We don't know how much money he's making. Dad's probably keeping all the money anyway.
So let me give you this. I love this. See, what happened when you cut cable, right? There used to be gatekeepers, right? Gatekeepers told you what you were supposed to watch. When people stopped watching cable television, people start getting on the internet. People realized that I could say certain things, and I could just get this money. So let me just always bring it back home. There's a councilman in New York. You know the guy that lied about everything?
George Santos.
He lied about everything.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
And he walks in Congress, and nobody says.
Everybody's saying.
But guess what?
A lot of people are saying.
He gets to make laws.
And that's wrong.
So here's the thing. when people get at home and they say, well, I'm poor, we ain't really got nothing to offer. My kid could go to college, right? But I mean, is he gonna get a great job? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a whole different thing on the internet. And what happens on the internet is these guys get famous. They do their thing, and whether we like it or not, LeVar Ball was right. LeVar Ball got 3 of his sons to play in the NBA.
Did he?
3.
He didn't get them there. They got themselves there.
They got drafted second. Old boy was
LaMelo.
Lonzo was 2.
Second.
LaMelo was 3.
That's crazy.
However, one thing on that, Lonzo may never play again because of some foot injuries.
He's rich as
and
hell.
a lot of people think that is traced back to the original big baller shoe that they launched.
The dad was a negative influence. This guy, first of all, we don't know that they're poor. We don't know that. We don't. I mean, maybe it's public information, but I don't know. I don't begrudge people making money. As an adult, do whatever the hell you want. But to use your kid in that way, which could completely screw up his life.
Have you seen child actors? Gary Coleman screwed up.
Yeah.
all of them is screwed up.
They're not all screwed up, but yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen in years. The guy the dude from the Backstreet Boys, Aaron Carter, childhood star.
Have you seen Kirk Cameron? He's out of his mind.
But
but
no,
Jason Bateman's in good shape.
Listen, here's what I would say. Would I do it? No.
That's what I'm saying. Would I do it? Absolutely not.
I think it's corny, to be truthful.
And by the way, what are the odds? Like, now, 500 other dads, 1,000 other dads are going to do the same shit, and none of them are going to make any money.
That's part of it.
You know?
But he did it first.
But to use a kid like that, you don't know what you're doing to this kid.
Listen, we are not agreeing with the action.
Me
and G are not with the action. We hate it. I hate it. I don't like it at all. But I understand what he's doing.
I know he's doing.
I get what he's doing.
Because he's using his kid. If he got on the I don't care. If he, as an adult, gets on the internet, does whatever he wants.
It wouldn't sell.
I don't give a shit.
It wouldn't sell.
I'll give you
the Kardashians. I mean, they, you know.
Thanks to Ray J.
Hold on. Put that back. By the way, this is crazy. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. We did it in overtime. Do you understand? Kim Kardashian, one tape, made her whole entire family billionaires.
Okay.
What I'm
but
saying,
that's a 1 in a billion chance.
But I get that. But what I'm saying is,
so
her mother is her manager.
Right.
From the time,
big mistake.
From the time that they,
she was the one that got them to do the tape in the beginning.
From the time that she was a kid, she said, "This is what it's going to be." Now, at the end of the day, do you think they're happier now or happier when they was regular? I think they're doing exactly what they want to do now.
Fine. But for every one family like that, there's probably hundreds that have destroyed kids trying to do the same
let me ask
shit.
you, what exactly is he doing wrong as a father?
What is he doing wrong? He is using his kid as a prop to make money.
So him praising his son is wrong?
Of course praising his son is not wrong.
Him giving his son confidence is wrong?
And why would he, if this kid's really good at football, you're going to say, well, you're not going to play football for your whole career. You're just going to get massages?
No, here's the thing. I didn't like that. I didn't like the massage conversation. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Tyvis, as a father of 2 young girls, do you think teaching a 10-year-old boy that women should be treated as sex objects is a good thing?
No, it shouldn't be at all. Actually,
I don't like the fact that he called them baddies. I'm gonna have massages by baddies or whatever the case may be. But here's the thing, I'm over the top. I wouldn't let if I had a child actor, I wouldn't let my kid be in The Exorcist.
If my daughter was,
I wouldn't let my child be. I wouldn't let my child be in some demonic movie.
To be honest with you, if Leliana was 10 years old and I seen this clip, I'd tell her go out there and go against him one-on-one and shut him down. Yeah. That's what I do.
Now that's exploitation too.
He's putting a target on that kid's back.
Shut him down.
Sure.
Shut him down.
It is.
And Leliana would definitely done it.
If this kid ends up, which is very likely, not being a professional football player.
Right.
The odds are he will never be a professional football player. It's probably like 1,000,000 to 1 that he plays in the NFL, or even gets a college scholarship is probably unlikely, right? So now this kid is going to feel like a failure. I mean, you don't know. Maybe the kid will be fine, but there's a good chance he's going to feel like a failure.
Wait a minute. But there's a difference. If he fails, at least he got some money off
how
of
much
this
money
deal.
At
least it's better than nothing.
He said he's making $100,000 a year.
The rest of his life,
he's making $100K a year.
If you believe the dad, I mean,
who knows?
But hold
How do
on.
we know he's making $100K a year? Who said that?
In the Ari Wasserman Q&A, he said he's making $100,000 a year.
Come on, that guy's gonna be. By the way, there's 0 chance he's making $100K.
I just said if you believe.
No way, because that guy's so full of shit.
All right, hold on.
If he was making $100K a year, he would have said $250.
Hold on.
So he's probably making like 20 grand.
Let me give y'all this.
Who's paying them big time money?
So let me give you this.
Yeah.
So basically, the internet. See, I grew up on the internet, so I'll tell you how much these dudes making. Yeah. Once upon a time, your mother and father said you'll be a loser if you play video games. People who play video games now for a living are millionaires. They are
a few guys.
No. There's hundreds of people Hundreds of kids who
out of how many that want to play?
But here's what I'm saying.
Millions.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Like
of course it's possible.
So there's a kid named Destroying who was a kicker, right? He's like, yo, I want to make it really bad.
What does that mean? He's a kicker.
He's a kicker. He was just be a kicker at University of Central Florida.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted to really be good, and so he did all these things about showing going to camps and kicking or whatever. So he stumbles across. He's like, nah, but I'm an athlete too. I run routes.
Yeah.
So he started a YouTube channel about one-on-one routes, with DBs and going against. Then he started doing these things around local people. To put it in perspective, Destroying makes more doing these videos than every kicker in the NFL. His net worth is $3 million.
Okay, but
all he does
what
is
does
videos.
that have to do with this kid? He's an adult making a choice.
No. But here's the
I don't
thing.
got a problem with that.
What I'm saying,
exploitation
what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is people, because the internet is non-traditional, because the internet is all about what you say and how crazy it is. You got to understand, it's a trickle-down theory. People that are the highest levels of our society are exploiting this same technique to be whoever they want to. Like, think about it. Like, it got to a point, like, you know, our president was a reality star and said, you know what, I can say anything and I'm going to get elected. So people take that and say, well, if it's good for him and he became the most powerful.
I know that, but it's not accepted by everybody. It's only accepted by some people, and it shouldn't be accepted by anybody, that kind of behavior. That's number one. Number two, okay, that's the reality, is people act like dicks and still get a lot of money. But that's adults, to exploit your own child.
I don't agree with that at all. That part, like I don't condone what he's doing, but I understand.
Well, but why don't you? If you don't think he's exploiting his child, then why would you condone it?
I said I don't condone it.
No, but why would you? Yeah, but why do you not condone it if you don't think?
Because I'm a type of person that I'm not going to use my kids.
Right.
The thing is this. If my daughters grow up to be successful in whatever there is, that's them. That's they shine. I don't want to steal none of their shine. I don't want to take none of their money. I don't want none of their spotlight. You work hard. You deserve it. You did it. I helped you, but you did it.
That's right.
And I don't want to. I want to be in the background. That's me.
This guy to me is even worse than LeVar Ball, because at least they weren't 10 years old when I don't think.
But that's just me. Everybody don't think like that. He's thinking, he's like, look, what I'm doing is I'm showing confidence. I'm giving my kids confidence. I'm showing him, how to be good in football. I don't know.
You give your kid plenty of confidence without exploiting him, doing all these interviews. And the interviewers, I have as big a problem with these two idiots as I do with the dad, because they're disgusting.
I give you.
I want to hear the pod. I need to know if the dad is actually on the pod giving the answer.
Let's be clear. Like, all around the world, my wife comes from the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
And in the Philippines, people say, why in certain third world countries there's so many people have so many kids? Why do so many families have? She has 10 brothers and sisters, right? So she had this huge farm. They live in the middle of wilderness. They plant crops for their livelihood. So you can either have one kid and then you're not going to be able to clean no crops. You can have 2 kids, and maybe by the time they're older, you can have some help if you do have a boy that can help you out. So you have so many kids because you need help. So when you look at it, you're like, okay, technically, if I'm having kids to help me do my job or tend my land, that is exploitation. You're having kids to come help you. You need help. So, but at the end of the day, would I rather have my kid be doing YouTube videos or planting crops for the rest of their lives just to help their father? I take the YouTube videos.
Yeah. Do you think the kid's going to see any of this money?
It's up to him.
I think he'll have a better life.
He got to. All he want is a setting up point.
Let's look back at 10, 15 years. What the kid's doing.
The kid is 10, right? So in 8 years, we should hear. What is his government name? What's his? Do anybody know?
It's like San Miguel something. By the way, the podcast that we play the clip from has deactivated all their social accounts.
Oh, because they went crazy on him?
The kid's got a weird name, doesn't he? A weird first name.
Baby Gronk. It's like San Miguel.
No, I think that's his last name.
If he makes it, we'll know, because
I think he's got like the dad gave him like some weird name.
His real name's Madden.
Madden, like Madden.
Madden
football.
San Miguel is his name.
Okay, so in 8 years, if I'm still doing NIL work for the Ohio State Buckeyes, then I should be talking to him in his one day. That's what you're telling me.
Think about it. I was going to ask you this. Does the notoriety a kid brings to your school dictate whether or not he gets any NIL money, or is it you just got to be good?
So that's funny that's come up. What I've learned is that the way NIL is distributed is through your team's need and position. So pretty much everybody at that position gets it roughly around that same amount, and it depends on if your team needs that. So like if Ohio State needs a center, then obviously that center would make more coming in because that's a area of need. It's typically how it works. It doesn't really go off of the stars like I thought. I thought it was like if you're a 5-star, you get in the bag. But it depends on the area of need that university that he's attending. If they need him, then they can pay him that much.
Yeah, it's a crazy way to look at it. Like I said,
but obviously once you get there and you make plays, if your social media is booming, then you obviously more people, more companies, more businesses want to do business with you.
So obviously this father, he's doing it on one side of the ledger, but I will give you this. As far as I know, all the Lamar Ball, LaMelo, LiAngelo, all of them, they ain't been in no trouble.
Yeah, they did. They got caught stealing.
He did, right? But yeah,
we don't know what's going on.
I mean, hold on. I forgot he did get detained in North Korea or something crazy.
And now he got a reality star as his baby mama.
We don't know what's going on with them. We don't know what their mental health is or any of that stuff. I just think there's a line with your kids, and nobody's perfect. I'm not a perfect dad. I make mistakes all the time, right? But and sometimes I feel like I put too much pressure on my son when it comes to baseball. But then I try to think about it. I'm like, am I pressuring him too much? Is it too important to me that he be good at baseball or whatever? And I think about those things, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I want him to, you don't want to just be wishy-washy about everything. But also, there's a line you don't want to cross where you're like over the top with the pressure you put on your
because then they'll hate it.
Yeah, they won't like it. Like I told people. I was like, look, if I have a kid, they just be healthy. Because at the end of the day, you can't be G.
And you can't live your life through your kid. You can't look for your dreams.
I agree.
But what I will say is this: some people will say, having your father in your life is a privilege. Like we all need a father. Sometimes,
absolutely.
Sometimes when they in your life, whether they tell you good advice or bad advice, there is some things he can do to steer his kid away. He can explain to him, look.
Right.
This is promotion.
But some parents are giving bad advice.
Right. If he's telling them this is promotion and you're gonna have to work hard, what we talking about is just this is theater. But what you need to do is you need to work hard, save your money, do it. Now is he doing that?
Yeah, I don't like it. But anyway, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? We'll leave it there.
We'll check on Baby Gronk in 10 years.
Yeah, we got to move on to our next topic. This was a last-minute addition, Bull. You mentioned it, but we have comedian Don Jameson joining us in 1 second. But first, let me remind you guys that July 12th to the 16th, you can check out the Firestone Companies Championship at the famous Firestone Country Club. All your favorite golfers will be there, including some UCSS members as well. For all your information, head over to colleaguegolf.com. And with that, let's welcome back Don Jameson.
Don,
what's up, Don?
How are you? Oh, with the Guardians hat there. There you go.
No, that's the Indians.
Well, that's true. That's an Indians. That's an Indians. Thanks for putting us in an awkward spot there, Don. We really appreciate it.
I look at you. I know you can bring it. You could take it just as well as you can bring it at them. Yeah. And I know how to pander to a crowd. So
yeah, you do. Everybody, you got to. This weekend, Friday and Saturday, at the Funny Stop Comedy Club. You've been there before. It's a great place. Mikey and my friend Hans and I went to see you last time you were in town. You always have a good time here. You excited to come back?
Definitely. You know how much I love the Funny Stop. I recorded one of my comedy albums there. And this time around, it's all brand new material. So anybody who's come to see me there, no matter how many times you've come, this is all new material. it's not very good, but it's you haven't heard it before yet. So,
Hey, Don, you talk about the material. I've always found this fascinating when you're talking about different comedians. How do you put together your set? Like, are you writing? Do you go to different places? You sit at a Starbucks and you jot something down and on a napkin, and you keep it back in your head, and then maybe you're walking in Walmart in the grocery store. You're like, okay, I got something to go up after that. Or how do you piece together your stuff? And are you always constantly looking for material and writing?
Yeah. Well, first of all, have you been following me around? Those are the places I go.
Right. I'm kind of too big to be a stalker. You would have saw me.
You got all my spots down. But yeah, it really is sort of like that. You know, when a thought comes in, you jot it down or whatever. But, you know, especially with the new stuff, I got to say, guys, you know, it's, you know, when you get up in the morning, you put the news on, and then within like 60 seconds, you're ripping the hair out of your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the act now, pretty much. Like, it's just all that. It's all that, like, how do I process what's going on in the world today? You know, all that. It's not serious stuff. You know, it's all for laughs. But, you know, if we don't laugh at this stuff with the way things are, you know, we're all going to just, you know, we're going to lose it. We're all going to die of stress. And I don't want that, man. I'm just out to make people laugh. Let's try to make sense of what's going on in the world, make it funny. And most of all, not, you know, get attacked on stage.
Don,
that's crazy.
Who is your go-to person or people that you like test the joke out on before you present it to the audience?
Well, that's the thing. It's always a practice, right? Because there's nowhere, you know, I can't do this in my bedroom, like talking into my hairbrush. You know, I'm not going to get any feedback, right? So every time we're on stage, that's really the practice. You know, it's just sort of like after 23 years, hopefully my instinct's good enough where, all right, you know, I think this is a pretty good piece and we'll put it out in front of the audience. But you guys ultimately decide, man. So, you know, it's just like a day at the office, man. Some days are phenomenal and some days your boss is on your ass the whole time and you just got to deal with it. But, you know, at the end of it, the stuff I've been doing now for like the last year and a half, man, it's really polished and it's strong.
You know, it's funny, Don, every time I'm flicking through, the last year or two, I've more often listened to the comedy channels on Sirius XM. There's like 5 or 6 different channels. Whenever you come on, I listen. Whenever Jim pops on, I listen. And it's always good stuff. And it's interesting to me that, like, there are some comedians that are just not my cup of tea, that people love, like Mitch Hedberg, not my cup of tea. Every time he's on, I shut it off. Whatever. Not that he's bad. It's just not my style that I like. But anyway, do you listen to the comedy channels, or do you kind of hate that stuff? Because, like, I try to avoid, as I've gotten older in my career, I try to avoid as much sports talk as possible because I don't want to, like, subliminally take stuff from other people or whatever. Like, do you do the same thing? Avoid that totally?
100%, man.
Yeah.
You guys really get me there, man. This is cool because that's exactly how it is. You know, I love comedy, you know, and I love working with comics. And, you know, if I'm out on the road with somebody, I'll watch them for a while. But, yeah, I'll never sit down and watch someone's Netflix special, you know, or a Comedy Central special or anything like that. Yeah, because you don't want that stuff seeping into your head. Or if somebody has a joke that's similar, then you're like, you know, I can't do that. But, you know, really at the end of the day is like we all kind of talk about the same 6 things, more or less. So, you know, it's just like I just try to come from things from a different angle, like you guys probably do on that show. You know, you mix it up. Everybody's got their own point of view on whatever, Baby Gronk or whatever you're talking about that day. Yeah. And you know, hopefully everybody brings their own, you know, attitude to it. So that's what it really comes down to at the end of the day. You know, you can't mimic another comic because no matter how good their material is, if you do it, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
You know, what do you feel about censorship? Like, there was always a point in time where we all gave comedians a certain level of leeway, right? You know, it's almost like even when they used to come before kings back in the day, they would just give you like, bring me the town fool, and they would bring in, they would do all kind of things, right? And there was nothing off limits. He could just, you know, fall off a horse. He could do impressions. Now it just seems like they water it down where it's like even now comedians, when you're doing satire, there's certain things you can't go to or certain things you can't say. And it's always cringeworthy when I have to see one of my favorite comedians or somebody that's really funny apologize for being funny.
Well, that's the problem right there. Is never apologize, because then they pile on you way worse, right? So the thing is, we're comedians. We're just up there to make people laugh. That nobody's up there, to piss somebody off. We're not up there to offend anybody. But look, if I went up before the show and I passed out cards and I say, write down everything that offends you, that I wouldn't be able to, the show would be over before I even started, because everyone's going to have their own sensitivities, right? So that's what I was talking about earlier in the show. Like, you see, comics are, getting attacked on stage for, just for making jokes. Chris Rock got bitch slapped by Will Smith. Dave Chappelle got attacked on stage. Craig Robinson from The Office. So, again, it's like, if I could get through the 4 shows at the Funny Stop this weekend without someone coming up on stage and Will Smith and me, I'll be happy.
It's so weird to me, too, because, in general, when I go to see a comic, I know, or at least have a sense of what that comic's all about. So if it's a comic that is talking about things that I don't want to hear about, and we all lean whatever we lean politically or different things. But to me, comedy's comedy. I don't care. Say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap. Even if it's totally something I disagree with, I'm with you. I think comic could, on stage performing, should say whatever the F they want, and it shouldn't matter. But I don't understand. Usually you go and you would at least have some sense of what that comic's about. And if it's something you don't want, like I said, I don't mean to pile on Mitch Hedberg, but I'm not going to go to a Mitch Hedberg, not because I'm offended, just because I don't find him funny. I'm not going to see Carrot Top because I don't like him. I know what I'm getting into. I'm going to see a comic that I like, so I'm not going to get offended by anything. It's crazy.
Right. Well, you're definitely not going to go see Mitch Hedberg because he's dead. But
oh, yeah, that's right.
Other than that,
this guy used to do a segment called Dead or Alive.
I forgot Mitch Hedberg was dead. That's right. I'm piling on a dead guy. That's messed up.
Boo.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
That's why they call you the Bull, man. But Bull, you've seen me, man. I don't want to take a side, man. I walk right down the middle, man. I want everybody laughing, I see a lot of comics and some of the big names too, man. And, and I got respect for every comedian, whether you're an open micer or you've been, or you're at the top of the world. But I see a lot of them preaching to their audiences. And if you voted for this person, you're a piece of garbage. Or if you voted, and who cares? Let's just all laugh. I pick on everybody in the act. But all those people are going to be at the show, right? So I want them to laugh. If I talk about the trans stuff that's going on, well, I just did some shows in Nashville and I did all that material. And a trans person came up and bought all my merchandise, started following me on Instagram. If I talk about older people, younger people, millennials, Gen X, Gen Z, boomers, I want all those people. I know they're in the crowd. I want them all to laugh. So, that's what it's all about, because we all have our own point of view. We all live in this crazy world. We all know what's going on. And, I just give it my own spin and, hopefully it's good, man. The crowds at the Funny Stop are always fun. And, that's a really, that you could really rock that room, man.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, in our fantasy football league last year, the loser had to do stand-up. Did I mention this to you?
No, who did it?
So Mikey McNuggets finished dead last, and
I crushed it.
He did 10 minutes of stand. I don't know, it was 10 minutes. Was it 10 minutes?
It was 12.
And he did for a complete amateur who had never done it before. He did pretty well.
He did.
G got up on stage for a few minutes.
Yep.
I got up for a minute or two, and I basically just cursed at the audience for 2 minutes.
Hilarious.
I was just dropping all
Hilarious.
I told the woman to shut the F up in the crowd because she was talking too much. My son's here. I shouldn't be saying that.
Hilarious.
And we had a fun time. And for amateurs, I thought none of us are professional comedians, but he did a good job in his 10 minutes.
Thank you, Bull.
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion about McNuggets. He's just biding his time until he could break out in a major way in the entertainment field. He wants to do the ultimate Cleveland sports show on his own. But he's sitting back. He's learning from the greats of the game with you guys. Right. And then when he's ready, he's going to make his move, and he'll be out on stage and he'll be doing his own show. So I have no doubt about it. McNuggets is going.
When we do this next year to have you there.
Yes,
for it. That'd be great. I think we got to do that. All right, funny stop this weekend, Friday, Saturday. Everybody go. Everybody have a great time. What time of the shows, Don?
7:30 and 9:30, and if you guys want to come down and do some sets, just let me know.
Right.
I'm retired.
Opening for a real comedian, I think, would not be good. Thanks, Don. Good to see you as always. We'll talk to you this weekend.
Great to see you guys. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, Don. Great Don Jameson. Always funny. And yes, he does. He makes fun of both sides. He made a lot of Hillary jokes, and he made a lot of Trump jokes when we went to the concert.
No overtime. We're going to record a video. We'll post it for you guys later. We got to wrap up 30 seconds early to avoid getting cut off by the internet servers.
See you later.
See y'all.